Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kimchi Cast for the 2024 LLA Spring Split. It is week 5, the last day of week 5, day 3. It is for us. I don't know where I went with that one. That was a really bad one. I'm sorry. But regardless of all that, we are here. We got 2 more games this week. The final 2 games of the week. We got the 2 best teams in the region playing today against some not top tier material, but still going to matter nonetheless. So I always ramble for a bit too long in these intros, but as always, I am your host, Vox Kimchi. This is Leo, and he will be here with us in a more convenient position, meaning I can't knock him over constantly. But 2 games today to kick us off. Rainbow Seven versus Six Karma. Afterwards, Leviathan versus Estral Esports. And we'll get to the Estral stuff later because I can talk forever about boring, very uninteresting narratives and cliches. But Rainbow Seven, Six Karma has a lot of implications here. I'm gonna move my filter really quickly. Hi. So start with 6 Karma because they're in the more dire situation. 1-6 right now, Infinity below you, 1-8. The only team you've beaten this season are Infinity, and you rematch them next week. What is the plan? This is pretty much entering must-win territory. This game probably not going to be a win. Rainbow Seven, I think everybody's predicting the 2-0 for them, but with only, I mean, you have the most games left in the league. You have 5 games left. No one else even has, everyone else is at 4 or 3. This 6 Karma's entering must-win territory. They need to pick up game wins here because even if you don't win the series, you need game wins because if Infinity get you back with a 2-0, it is all coming down to game score, not match score, not head-to-head. So every game counts for this 6 Karma team. As you could see, very specific advance here. Lava, 2 games of Tristana yesterday. And did he end up getting 2 games of Tristana? Don't believe he did, actually. I think that might be a different player. Lava got 1 game of Tristana. It was because Tristana was in both games. Kiefer played it, did not win, and then Lava played it and very much won. As we see the Vi first pick come in here, and as you can see, Rainbow Seven back to reality or normality, whatever you want to use. We have Odie in the jungle and Lions in support. Daiki went 2-0 yesterday. Oof, boy, there he is. Odie played support yesterday. Actually picked up his first career support win, I think. I'm not going to go check every single game, but I'm just going to say it is and cope harder as we see the Varus locked in here for Sayo and the Talia locked in for Lava. 0-2 and 10 on the Talia was a key part of letting Daiki do as he pleased last series yesterday against Infinity. So it's gonna be nice to have that pick again, as it's going to be Lucian Milio probably locked in here for 6 Karma. They did not get a chance to bust it out. We saw Rainbow Seven pilot it to back-to-back wins yesterday, but Sayo and Lions or Sayo and Odie were not the core focus. That was indeed the summit, and that was the Daiki Summit Lava show yesterday, 100%. And I didn't even get to talk about Rainbow Seven. For Rainbow Seven, this is all about getting back into second. You face Isurus next Tuesday to kick off week 6. And you want all the points, all the wins you can get. Is Nautilus locked in? It's not showing there, but Lava did pick up the Nautilus for his support. And Ari banned away with the hovers, actually. The Pawns hovered it for Seiya for a little bit, but they decided to not in the end, instead focusing on their ADC and a support combination. These are pretty popular. I mean, these are all very popular champions internationally right now, so nothing too crazy or out of the ordinary here. Aatrox and Udyr banned away. Interesting, actually. Where is Say on this list of people? Actually, don't know. There he is. Middle of the pack kills per game. And a decent KDA. As it's Lava's still invisible. It's gonna be a Poppy ban to actually finish this off. Interesting ban here, actually. Just for the Lucian and Vi, fair enough. Does make sense actually. But just brain. And it's going to be the Xin Zhao for Odie here, so they aren't going to have that top counter pick for Summit, which is very nice because Summit is one of the higher talent and more experienced players in the region at the moment, of course, having experience on Team Liquid and was it C9 he played for? I don't even remember anymore, man. Summit has been in a couple places. It was C9, played on FPX, hasn't won Worlds, but yeah, he's been on some pretty high caliber teams. He's been to the Esports World Championships. As this is Oriana Casante locked in. Casante blind for us, a pretty common all around the world, really. The Casante blind did not work out for him yesterday, as he really didn't get involved in the game. And in game one, which All Knights did win in a 2-0, which eventually became the 2-0, of course, in a chaotic game number 2. As that was the Gwen locked into the Casante. Okay, so they just wanted to get the Nautilus ump. And Gwen, one of the responses, are you kidding me? I have complaints to make, but Gwen, one of the common picks into Casante, of course, just because you get shred through his resistances. But with the existence of the Canic Rooker, it has become a bit of a weaker counter pick now. It still works. It just requires a bit more precision and a lot more damage, my goodness. The magic shield is very large and very terrifying here. But it is still doable, and I do expect Odie to, of course, help out his top laner. Summit has been a huge part of the priority for Rainbow Seven in their games. He has been one of their core carries, especially when they put him on a champion like Jace or Rumble, and now the Gwen. I can look into his Gwen stats in a little bit, but Rainbow Seven have themselves a nice little draft. I don't think they are as tanky as they want to be. They're going to have to divert some of the potential damage you can get on this Xin Zhao into the Frozen Heart, into... I mean, you want the Hydra on this champion, but we are on to the Rift. As Rainbow Seven hunting for their 7th win, 6 Karma hunting for their 2nd win of the year. This is the first Gwen game of the season for Summit, actually. But you can see this invade coming through already very aggressive for Rainbow Seven, and they're going to get a lot of control over this. Or they're going to have full control over the red side of 6 Karma's own jungle. 9 career games of Gwen for Summit, 5-4 in the career. So game number 10, stats are going to matter quite a bit here. No crazy rune sets. Again, no crazy picks, really. We haven't seen many very interesting or unique picks be busted out. I mean, we saw what's-its-face yesterday when it went terribly, but we saw... Actually, the Mordekaiser worked out. I'll give him that one. We saw the Amumu did not work. When did a Diana get played, man? I'm losing it. Oh, that was the Diana Yasuo. Yeah, that's right. That was fun to watch, at least. It didn't end up working. S-Style would take down All Knights in that game, but it was fun. But a successful invade here, and then Summit actually going to force Mataz to back up the skip and snip, or the skip and slash there. Really, really valuable. So no Qs, no snip, but a lot of value coming out in Mataz is really going to be in danger. And the hook going to land a bit of a jank. Got lollipopped a little from 5 or on the side of 5 Kid, but Lion's going to land the hook, and it's going to be poke onto 5 Kid is most important. Sayo and Lions do trade a bit of their health back, but again, all the health on the Lucian. You can get really aggressive in this lane because you have the power to engage. It's actually something we didn't see into the Millie Illusion. We didn't see something with a big engage threat or big displacement like a hook. We saw the Maokai, which doesn't really have the same threat as the hook because you have to engage. You sacrifice a lot to get a Maokai engage at level 1. Meanwhile, the Nautilus hook, it's a meet me halfway kind of thing, which I'm not going to make an outdated reference. As Odie has come down to the bottom lane, the ward from 6 Gardma, we're expecting Rainbow 7 to go for this play because of how aggressive they were in the early jungle, or in the early game, of course, invading. And now it is a 4v3 down here as Lava has come to the party, and this is a massive wave. Someone is going to die here. The hook lands onto Rebel. The flash force out ignites out of both supports here. And the teleport out of Seiya, and no one's going to die, actually. Rebel flashing out and the seismic shove missing just guarantees, and nobody will fall there. First blood will be delayed for another day, but it is teleport out of Seiya, and Lava's going to just match it right there. No flashes burned on the side of Rainbow 7, the most importantly. Rebel no summoners at all, and this is a really good spot for the bot lane of Rainbow 7 to be in, because now they can pick off a Rebel if he overextends in any way. It is absolutely over for him. No flash to disengage, definitely no breath of life yet. But it does actually allow, for the time being, for Mataz to get back into this lane phase, but now Lions has rotated him to mid and is just going to pressure Seiya with the threat of a hook. Would have possibly went to burn the flash of Seiya, but it might not have been worth it in the end with Mataz right there. They didn't know that. They just saw where Lava was positioned, was like, there's no way this engage is gonna work. Odie will still be ahead despite the CS being pretty even right now. He did not clear about half of his camps, instantly going for the 3 camp into the dive. Most importantly, those 3 camps were 2 of Mataz's camps. As Odie spotted out of the control ward, obviously, is just going to use this chance to walk across mid, get to invading again as Lava has pushed the wave out, but finds no camps for him to take away and will just give it over. Lava gonna take a good chunk of damage, but Sam's gonna get thrown into his own turret, so Lava doesn't have to risk taking any more damage from him. It is Lava getting busy. Keeping these waves pushed out, of course, and now Odie is down here. I don't know if he's spotted out. As now Lions flashing for flash, tried to bait out 5kid there with the flash to delay. Either get the flash and then throw the hook, or just get the flash in general. But the E away from 5kid will ensure the safety of the Lucian for another day. And it will just be a Grubs for Ocean Drake at the 540 mark. So very normal trades here. I always need to make sure I'm doing my job right. We are. It's actually functioning. That's always a good sign, but it's only going to be 2 Grubs taken, actually, from Mataz. As Summit is has pushed Ase all the way under his turret, and the threat of Gwen rotating down is really big because Gwen is 6, and Mataz is level 4 right now, so no cease and desist, and Needlework and Snip Snip will be doing a lot of damage and just ensure Mataz gives over first blood. And you do not want Gwen getting fed because she is kind of just like the prime. You get fed, you're dealing a ton of true damage, champion, and no one's going to survive your burst. So we're going to see Ase actually recall and teleport Summit, already having done that, of course. He's been pushing in Ase for quite a while, so he's gotten a chance to get his recall and to teleport in. So he's actually going to have teleport him. I believe Ase should have it up by the time Unleashed becomes unlocked, though, so it's not that massive of a change. It's only if Summit really wants to do another three-wave stack into a recall teleport, which would be a waste, because Unleashed teleport with Gwen is pretty strong if you can get behind and just throw the needlework in, especially when there's no flash on the AD carry for, I believe it will not be up by the time that Unleashed teleport's available for either mid laner. So could be very powerful here. There's Mataz getting spotted out on the river brush from Lava. Or on the control ward in river brush. There we go. That's what I meant to say. Ava thought maybe he could reach it with the worked ground Q. Did not, or the slow from it didn't slow long enough and just wasn't in range for it. But now Summit is here as Odie is taking this Scuttle Crab up in the top river, and they're not going to go for the grub, actually. They're going to go for the invade here. And Odie will be stealing away this blue buff. And it is just a, not even counter jungle. This is just an invade masterclass here from Odie, who is just ruining Mataz's farm. That is his, I believe, third camp of the game already, or fourth camp of the game. Stolen away, and Sayat has to flash away from the seismic shove, and now Lion's going to flash over the wall as the wall comes in. Odie gonna flash over the Weavers. There's a shockwave into the cease and desist, and the cozy campfire going to keep Mataz healed up, and the re-engage with the Vault Breaker has the kill. Yes, they have found the kill. Will they make it to? Lions is going to finish off Mataz, but it's going to be a double kill for Seiya here. And the Orianna is the playmaker here in this early game. 845. Seiya picks up the double kill worth 700 gold now. And that is going to be a humongous gold swing in favor of 6 Karmas. They're now only 500 gold ahead because they did trade a kill back, but it was onto the Nautilus, so it's a bit of a useless kill. Meanwhile, both kills for 6 Karma going on to a very important carry for later on in the game. And it was a good layering of CC, as they also get the Weaver's Wall out. So there's no forced disengage. Odie had to burn his flash here. And then before he could reuse the Audacious Charge, before he could even use the Audacious Charge, the Shockwave comes in and allows Mataz to run away and just buy a little bit more time to re-engage onto Odie. And Crescent Guard was useless because you're against the Vi, of course. And that will be the third Void Grub going over to 6 Karma, and they are just in control right now. Except in the bot lane, they are getting absolutely stomped in this bot lane, of course. In a very bad position. Lucian can't really do anything here. Seo has big range advantage, and because of Halo Blade's big early burst damage, or big burst advantage, and Lions can, of course, just chain CC and tank all the damage that 5-Kid has to offer if he so chooses. And Rebel can't really do anything about it. He has no engage. And Summit winning top lane, of course. It's Cassante. He doesn't really do winning lane. Unlike Gwen, who very much does winning lane. Is Mataz spotted out on the Raptors? And is Odie spotted here? No, Odie has not been spotted, but they do know that Seiya and Mataz are hiding on brush right now, seeing if they could bait out someone as the seismic shove going to land. There's no flash on Seiya right now. If he can get the win, becomes lightning. Onto Seiya's not going to land, but I don't think it matters, as there's the Audacious Charge. There's the needlework mixed with the snip. And it's a shutdown going over to the Gwen, and this Gwen just got a nice 500 cash injection. 500 gold injection right there for the Gwen. Summit going to try, or not Summit, Ase going to trade back a plating here in response, but it will be second Drake over to Rainbow 7 as Seiya has fallen, and Mataz no chance of stealing this away from Odie unless he really wants to try and stare down Seiya, Lions, and Lava once again. Instead, Scuttle Crab for him, and this is great from Lava. Odie forcing Seiya to disengage there, or forcing Seiya to try and disengage. Summon's coming down to Pincer, and actually just misses getting hit by the Shockwave too because of the Hallowed Mist. And Lava just is the catalyst for that play. Again, this is what we saw. No kills on the Talia, but 100% KP as Rebel almost steals it. Maybe thinks about stealing it away, I wish. Sadly, very delayed on the damage, of course, with the Ultra Mega Fire Kick. Or Ultra Fire Kick is one of those adjectives. It's like Ultra Fire Kick, Ultra Mega Fire Kick, or something like that. So the farming phase continues as we are just about 2 minutes out, just under 2 minutes out from Shelly spawning, and has Summit been found? There's the all-out into the Vault Breaker. The cease and desist available here. There's the no needlework available. The skip and slash mixed with the snip is not going to be enough. Ase is all out, and Ase picks up the kill onto Summit, and it is just about even now. Seiya going to dodge. The wind becomes lightning. And Seiya instead going to be hit by a full combo of lava there. Not a ton of the minefield, though. The unraveled earth not doing too much to him. It will actually be a plating for lava, though. But this engage, I'll say, just wasting as much of Summit, or locking down the Summit for as long as possible to make sure that Hollowed Mist doesn't come out, but Ase might have overstayed as Odie has found him and finds his first kill of the game. That's actually going to be a drop plating here, too. That is very painful. See? Yep, drop plating. Ase gets a bit greedy there, trying to extend the advantage he now has over Summit because of the kill, but he bit of an overreach. Does have the Rookern though, and that is what matters most. Has the Kainic Rookern, always trying to proxy, and he has no chance of escaping here. Odie hits the wind, becomes lightning. He can't fight him under the turrets because it is the wrong one. And now they're actually jumping onto Seiya here. It was trying to jump onto Odie, but now it's going the other way. But Seiya's going to pick up the kill onto Odie. The breath of life, maybe giving Matanz the ability to escape, as there's Ase. Very nice positioning there onto Summit, but that's his Rookern already gone. But he's getting the shields from the warm hugs. The kick not going to land onto Summit, but they can't chase Ase anymore. He's full health, and Matanz gets out with barely any health left on his bar, and it is a 1-for-0 in favor of 6 Karma, and they are finding the plays here onto Rainbow 7, as that is the Sundered Sky finish. That is the Luden's Companion finish. That's the name of it. And everyone has the first item now, except for the Nautilus, as Ase going to miss the Pathmaker here onto Summit, but he is going to be pretty fine with it, actually. As now Lava's actually looking for a play here. Ase can be in a bit of a pickle here if he doesn't have a Pathmaker available. As there's the seismic shove, the flash away, though, in the chase from Lava's not going to be enough. Odie is not following. So I'll say no seismic shove, it seems, or no Pathmaker, so did have to tank it as Summit's going to finish this first turret off. Meanwhile, Seiya in the bot lane trying to siege out this whole turret for himself as well. It will be the Rift Herald dropped in top lane as well here. So they're going to try and push for this tier 2. Or was that him killing it? Sorry, that is him killing it. I'm wrong. He was killing it that whole freaking time. And Odie's just going to continue his invading game here. The CS has evened out quite a bit in the jungle now, so it's not as big as it was before, but it is still nice to steal away some camps here, of course, but it's only a 1 camp lead, not even. More importantly, the XP diff is not that large right now. And the Herald coming down mid lane. They should be able to finish off this turret here as well. They definitely have the push to do it. The Void Might's coming down, but they don't have any dot. They didn't get a Void Grub. There were only 3 Void Grubs taken this whole game, so that's going to be all the Void Mights you'll see from Shelly, and it actually will just be nothing coming through from it. And he's tanking all of that, and he's still almost full health. As actually, Summit destroys his bot tier 1, but it is control of the river right now in favor of 6 Karma, but they can very easily get pushed out right now if they are not careful. They don't really have a mega tank besides Ase, and with 5 Kid nowhere near Ase, it is a dangerous situation, as they might have found Summit trying to go for a bit of an aggressive play here on this teleport. And now Odie going forwards, the depth charge going to connect, and there's the Chain of Corruption, but Ase is just going all out. He's trying to find Summit, but it's not going to happen, and maybe Summit has made chicken salad from chicken scratch, and Rainbow 7 somehow pulled that fight win away. Wait, Lava is very much overextended here. And it will be lava falling to Seo, who picks up his third kill of the game. And now Mataz finds two. Seo goes low, already at half health. Summit trying to come in from behind. The Vault Breaker charged up. And the Shockwave not available, but it is a 1-for-1 now. But it is third Drake over to Rainbow 7 there, most importantly. But it was also Rainbow 7 getting a bit too eager, too confident in the dives they can make, and paying the price for it once again. 4-1. Actually, I thought it was only 3. 4-1 now on this Orianna. But look at the total damage. That is Summon's reward for playing into Cassante as a high damage tank shredder. Obviously, tank shredder's high damage, yes, blah, blah, blah. But this teleport went from really bad to not terrible because that got canceled. Because the Pathmaker and the all-out... Actually, where did the all-out get used? Right there onto Lions. Interesting that he didn't try to all-out Summit further into his team there. But, okay. Sure. But then Lava finds no one, sees the recon coming through here, thinks he has a play. 5Kid has already used his dash. There is the seismic shovel whiff. And there's nothing. This actually almost turns into worse for Rainbow 7, but no Shockwave available, and Seo and Lions just disengage. Lions flashing out. Seo actually just walking away. Lions was enough of a buffer there to just allow him to leave. No Vault Breaker already, so what's he gonna do about it? I'll say, in a bit of a pickle here. 4, and now 5 on him. He is just gonna get hit with the depth charge, but he's actually gonna go all out to dodge it. Odie has to flash away. But it will be a tier 2 in exchange for the tier 1 in mid lane. And Odie's flash, I guess, if that counts. But it also will be a top tier 1, so 6 Karma are really in this more than they probably were expected to be by a lot. As Matan's just going to steal away these camps. This has been a very interesting game. Both teams getting very aggressive. Like, they have been in a good amount of fights with a low amount of kills comparatively. But it is still 6 Karma with about a 1,500 gold lead at the moment, with the Baron in 16-2. A pick would be absolutely massive for either side, and both teams have the pick potential right now. Odie with Lava and Seo, very strong pick potential. Lions, of course, with the hook, very strong pick potential. As we just hit 20 minutes, and it's this feels weird. 2 items on this squad, going to be really strong. 2 items on the Orianna, though, because of how far ahead the Orianna is. 4-1, 190 CS already. Almost 10 per minute. Just a wave and a half short of that mark. But I think there is someone at 10 per minute, of course, because there always is someone at 10 per minute. No, there isn't. Holy cow. The Lucian getting 300 gold diff in CS alone. It's crazy. 9,100 gold. Most in the game on this Orianna. 1,600 gold ahead of his opponent is absurd. Is a lot. And is a sign of how scary this Orianna is going to be. Sign of how the fights are going to revolve around this Orianna, really. Shockwaves with Mataz are going to be the core of the engage, probably, for 6 Karma here. With 2 items on it, and probably going for the Crypt Bloom, actually. The numbers do show that Crypt Bloom does improve your build win rates, actually, and is honestly more valuable because of the ability haste it gives in exchange for the lack of 10% magic ban. You actually do get more value out of Crypt Bloom because the ability haste is so strong, and that's exactly what Spellweavers, I mean, any ability user wants, and now they have locked down Seiya, and this could be absolutely detrimental. The Crescent Guard is out, but Odie's just not taking any damage right now. It's going to be disengages from everyone. Weaver's Wall out. Crescent Guard, Depth Charge out. Teleport out of Summit. And it's only a cease and desist and a flash on the side of Six, and a heal, actually. I did not notice the heal coming through from Rebel there, but Summit now going to just hang around this Tom side, which isn't the worst thing for him because they're just going to send Lava down bot lane now. Or down mid, depending on if they want to go for a Weaver's Wall soon. But they already used it, so I think it would be... that wave's already pushing, never mind. I didn't notice the wave state down there, but it is already pushed, so it's actually going to be Summit trying to waste the time of the 6 Karma players up here because they want to get this Drake Soul in 16 seconds. Summit going to give about a third of his health bar there in exchange for wasting Mataz's time, and Seiya has teleported into the play here, so he is here, and that really did not much. I'll say taking a lot of damage, going to block some of it with a footwork, and he's just gotten through his Rooker and shield, so he's fine. Rooker comes up in about 4 more seconds. Oh wait, no, the burn, that's right. It's 12 after you don't take any more magic damage. He's just not getting the Rooker back here, but a good stun actually leads into the rocks in the unraveled earth. They may have found Ase. He's forced to flash away, and that's already the Breath of Life burn, but there's a 4-man shockwave. Lions taking off the engage from Mataz, turned away by this Crescent Guard at least. And that is absolutely, I keep saying absolutely, I'm sorry. Because that is such a big play there, actually. And Summit is behind. They know Summit's behind, though. If they could catch him out here, this will be a very dangerous situation. And there's the cease and desist coming through, but he's in the hollowed mist, but it doesn't matter. Seiya goes on a killing spree now. Lava trying to go forwards. He's going to find 2 with the seismic shove, and that's the shutdown coming through for Lava now. But there's the all-out onto the Talia. He needs to be very careful. It's going to be a double kill as well. That died a little while ago. And it will be Ase picking up the kill onto Lava here as Odie is staring down the all-outing Cassante and will be able to disengage with the help of Lions here. This actually should be the Drake Soul over to Rainbow 7 despite all the chaos going around. They'll exit with a 1k gold lead, and they will leave with the Drake Soul in hand. Cloud Soul finished, actually. So that's going to be real good for the Gwen here. Gwen is going to love this. Talia is going to love this. And what? They get Summit here, but the issue is they get funneled hard by Lava here. They don't have any flashes. And they don't have any flashes here. So Seiya and 5, or not Seiya and 5 yet. Oops. Seiya and Mataz just have to tank that. And then they'll go 2 for 1, or 2 for 2 in the end, yes. But it is a very expensive 2 for 2. One of the more expensive ones you can get into this team comp. And now 6 Karma getting aggressive here. They have the ability to catch out people. They have all their ultimates available. They know where they know where Odie is now. What was Seiya taking damage from, actually? Was it from 5 hit? I can't imagine that. You see the total damage, 6,000 in that team fight from Lava, and that is the power of Talia into multi-dash comps and flashless comps, more importantly. Oh, they're actually going to be able to cancel the Vault Breaker there. The hook not going to land, but here comes the Weaver's Wall. Rebel is caught out, but he's going to be able to sidestep his way to safety from Lava's combo. But it will be Rainbow 7 taking full control of this top river here. This top river, yes, as if there are multiple top rivers. This top river, oh my goodness. Summit, again, tank Shredder does a lot of damage here. Lava has been putting, just burning holes in 6 Karma right now. And Mataz is not going to be able to get over the wall. That is an easy Baron Siege for Rainbow 7, and 6 Karma just don't even have the chance to engage onto them. They have to be super careful here to not die, because if they die, this could be a lot of their base gone. Won't be game, but it would be very much a severe handicap, to say the least. Putting it lightly, it would be a handicap to have a member drop here. Summit is teleporting to the mid-tier 1, and now the chase down can begin as he's going in, but a nice shockwave catches 3. Summit going to continue going forwards, though, but there's the all-out from Ase, and Summit's low. 5 Kid's going to finish off the kill here, and it's a 1-0 already. Ase with a good follow teleport to a single-out Summit here, and a great shockwave. Again, Seiya's second 3-man shockwave of the game. And it's absolutely huge in delaying Summit's run forwards. It eventually leads to him dropping dead, of course. That is Crypt Bloom, so that's going to be healing coming through. It should probably be a Crypt Bloom. I believe that is, because it has ability haste in the build. That is Crypt Bloom coming in. Mataz thinks he's found Seo, but Seo's actually able to just walk away. He actually gets more damage dealt to him than Seo does, but there's the Shockwave that saves the play here, and then Ase has enough time to set up a Pathmaker to set up. Ooh, wow, that was actually with the Milio passive too, to set up the Pathmaker, to set up the all-out angle, and completely isolate Summit and forces... No, they already got the Ghost out. I forgot, no Flash, it's Gwen, duh. But even then, this tier 2 and top lane's still gonna fall. It's really hard to defend a ton of the turrets lines that felt like my hooks, and I feel bad. But it is really hard to kind of cover these turrets super well in this position at this point, because you have to be so careful not to overextend. I mean, that play from 6 Karma could have went very poorly very quickly had one thing changed. I mean, had the Hallowed Mist gone down just a little bit earlier, Summit picks up a double kill there without a doubt. Sorry. But every play you make at this moment in time with the Baron up, with the Baron buff still going for 30 seconds, I mean, every play you make with the Baron buff up has to be near flawless at the moment, because you have to really afford not making any major mistakes, because now it is possible this game ends if Mataz or anybody on 6 Karma gets caught out, but that's going to be Mataz flashing away, and there's the Q3 to get Odin, there's the Crescent Guard coming out with the depth charge, and there's the Seismic Shove, and it's going to be absolutely huge. 5 Kid gone, the main source of DPS down, and now it is a very fragmented fight for 6 Karma, but it is Seiya all alone. It will be 3 for Rainbow 7, make it 4 as Summit picks up the double kill. And this one is in the books now. Rainbow 7 are just going to tank it up with Lions, march it down this bot lane. Actually, Odie's going to tank it up here first. And this is finished. They have 15 seconds, actually. So maybe Rainbow 7 don't have the push in time, but Ase needs to be here yesterday to get onto this turret defense. But that is the 2 weakest turrets in your base. Lava goes low, but will be able to survive for now. Mataz and 5 Kid are here, but do they survive? 5 Kid's gone a bit too far forwards, and he's going to have Summit sitting on top of him. And that's so much damage already coming through. The teleport coming back from Lava, and it will be the end of game 1, unless a miracle comes through, but it is Odie hitting the Nexus, and it is a shutdown for 5 Kid. Too little, too late. Rainbow 7, 1-0 lead in this series. And a Rainbow 7, it was kind of close. 6 Karma, 2 very weird close games that they feel like they can win, but they end up not doing it now. Back to back as well. Kind of painful. But one was against All Knights, and that one was way more possible for them to win. The other was against Rainbow 7, who currently are on the warpath looking to secure a top half spot, of course. Not even a top half, a top 2 seed in the playoffs. 6 Karma, really would have been nice to pick up the win there. 3 straight losses, including, I mean, what is it now? Is it 3 2-0s in a row? Yeah, 3 consecutive 2-0s now, and they're looking to avoid making it a 4th, but a 4-game losing streak does seem very likely with how Rainbow 7 were playing. They were pretty confident in their coordinated play, in their team plays, even when 6 Karma found some really good angles themselves. They found some really solid picks. Of course, the early game was a bit of a throwing shutdowns back and forth and throwing some really weird extensions back and forth. But in the end, Rainbow 7, of course, able to just get it all together, use their superior individual skill, their individual mechanics, and their team and their superior team play to pull out the win in the end. My phone wants to keep bothering me. So it is, of course, a bit. I mean, that was a bit of a worrying win if I'm Rainbow 7 or a Rainbow 7 fan, but also you're gonna have some messy games. It's just how it goes. especially when your team is very clearly trying to push what they're doing, but they're getting a bit over aggressive because they know they are in a position where they're more likely to win because it is a lower tier team. So it is not completely like, this play was great. This was absolutely a great catch out here to get the shutdown. I'm impressed they didn't show Seiya picking up his double kill, but this is a great shutdown for Summit to pick up that just really boosted him in this game. But then this is kind of what we're talking about. Summit, this is kind of what Summit gets in trouble for a lot. Like, Summit has a history of this, of getting caught out in thinking he can go because he is confident in his play and he thinks he can outskill his opponents when the time comes to it, but not always the case. Ase, no, I mean, sees Odie coming and just has to accept that nothing's going to save him. This is another great catch out, actually, and Rebel here to save the day, of course. This is so... Hello. It's so good for 6 Karma. Another angle where they just keep finding picks, and that was really what they were good at, which is great because you have a Vi Orianna. That is exactly what you want, and then they find this angle, which this fight should have went terribly. Mataz jumps onto Seo to distract him, but it is a 4v3 pretty much, and then a 4v4, but that is the shockwave that saves it, and then just Ase knowing where Summit wants to go. He needs to go forwards and just puts the Pathmaker in front of him and says, you're going over this wall, and all outs him, but this is the end of this one, of course. Rainbow 7 find a great engage thanks to Odie going forwards and tracking them or trapping them all in the tri-brush choke. And then Lions Hex flashes over the wall with the depth charge, instantly hooks and roots the other 2 members right next to him, and Summit is just free to do damage, and you can see that damage, 26,000. The Gwen is a very strong champion when she gets 2-3 items. Not super strong always. I did say that the Rookern was going to make it an issue, but the Cassante never even had a chance, really, to get back into this game, and Gwen made it, I mean, Summit made it look easy. He is still... While I do say he is a thorough limit tester and maybe is overconfident or overestimates how hard he can outskill some of his opponents mechanically or strategically, he still is one of the best players in this region, where he was just okay in China and slightly above average in Korea and still really good in NA, but just got in trouble a lot from his own ego plays. He still is a very good player, of course. Like, he isn't... Does he have championships? I could check that while we're doing this, but, like, he wouldn't be on one of the big name... Yeah, I mean, no championships. Really? Oh, he joined, yeah, C9 before they were the best team, and joined, I mean, he was well above it. Yeah, he had some really good years on the Afrika Freaks before the Afrika Freaks became terrible. And, I mean, bad, like, unbelievably bad. Like, yeah, you know the Afrika Freaks I'm talking about. And then, oh, he was on LEV Sandbox. God, that LEV Sandbox team was fun. But, like, he didn't win an LCS MVP and reach all-star status in 2 different regions by being just an okay player. He's very much good. And he's very much a talented player, and sometimes he gets in trouble, as you saw in this game, but when he focuses on just putting it all together and all of his effort into just crushing his opponent, he can absolutely just destroy his opponent, as we saw here. Easily most damage in the game by 8,000. Like, extremely ahead of everybody else. Can just determine team fights, but he also, I mean, I do think he probably should have just threw out the Howled Mist a little bit earlier to dodge the shockwave for himself, but that was just a really good play from Seiya, to be honest. And trust me, I love absolutely just dunking on players who underperformed in LCS at some point, but that was just a really good snap reflex play from Seiya. He did it before. He did it twice. Like, it's very much the case of just he made a really solid play, and there's not much Summit could have done besides just expect it to happen, but sometimes it just does. And he wanted to save the Howled Mist to run from the to dodge Cassante, obviously, and did not end up happening. But that was a small play. I'm nitpicking, I know. But Six Karma had some really good picks. Again, that pick onto Summit. The first pick onto Summit was really good, and the second catch out onto Summit, and then they caught out Odie, and definitely we're not going to get Summit in that play. They never really got Lava. They never really got Sayo, and that's kind of where. And then they didn't get Summit at the end. They were mostly fighting Odie. They kind of split up a bit too much and then grouped at the worst pot in the worst choke, unless you are the team that wants to be in the choke, which they really aren't. You're a Lucian Vi. Like, the Ori loves it, but you're Lucian Cassante Emilio. You don't really want to be in this very enclosed space. You want to be playing in a more open field because Lucian can't afford to be caught in a choke. If Lucian gets CC'd, he dies. Lucian's the squishiest target, one of the squishiest targets in the game. You can't really afford to have him in an area where it's very likely someone's going to hit him repeatedly with CC. And that's exactly what Lions got to do. He got to Hex Splash over the wall, and he got to just lay into the Lucian Milio without any concerns of dying. Because he CCs him, no chance in hell anyone's going to take it. And it is going to go to Lions, actually. Wow, I was not expecting this, but it is MVP to Lions. Oh, yeah, and that is his first of the season, and Rainbow 7 become the first team to have every player earn a Player of the Game award. But this play by Lions pretty much solidified exactly why he is the MVP. He was the playmaker. Odie set up the bait, and this guy did not miss the mark at all. This guy did not miss. X Flash over the wall, ulti, hunk, auto, and then into another hook, of course. I don't think that's right. Anyways, but another hook to secure the kill onto the Milio. But the guy was just the playmaker the whole damn time, and there was not much you could really do about it. Oh, that's why I'm blind and can't read. But the reason he was a part of Rainbow Seven's back-to-back championships, and there's a reason he is still here and one of the most respected supports in the region. So, well played by him. A very good Nautilus game in a season where Varus Nautilus has been very up and down and kind of all over the place. Gives some consistency to the role, and really didn't allow Sayo to do. I mean, Sayo didn't have to worry. He was very aggressive in the early game, and they got a massive lead, but Sayo just didn't really get to do much, and it's really saddening, but really opened up the opportunities for Lava to get really aggressive, of course. You saw him earlier hovering around the mid lane in the early game, all that stuff, but Rainbow 7 use superior team play to strike hard in game 1 against 6 Karma. So will Rainbow 7 finish the job and move to 7-2 and take control of second? Or will we see a battle-hardened 6 Karma who have been in similar position like this before battle back and finally close out a close game that they can win? See you after the break for game 2. Hello and welcome back for game 2 of Rainbow 7 versus 6 Karma. I was gonna say Leviathan because I always have them on the brain. I just really like them, okay? I think they are a very fun team to watch. But Rainbow 7 won nothing after a very I don't want to say a good. I did say superior team play. That was true. They did have some superior team play and strategies to win them game 1, of course. But Rainbow 7 also really did not make it easy on themselves. My goodness, Six Karma had a really good chance of winning that game, but they just didn't have any. They didn't get any dragons, and then the Baron just they didn't have any time to set up because they were forced out of the river and had to reset. And so easy Baron, easy push for Rainbow 7. They even found a play during that. They found a pick and still didn't get to do much with it because they had a reset afterwards, and Rainbow 7 continued to just push in that top lane. And then before Elder Drake even spawned, caught out in River Brush. End of game. If you're 6 Karma, you gotta just clean it up a little. You have the plays, you've had some of the angles, you just need to finish the job. And they just haven't gotten to do that yet, but really hoping we see. I mean, I don't know whether it's today, whether it's next week against Infinity, or whenever tomorrow. What's their game tomorrow? Leviathan on Tuesday, or I just need to see 6 Karma actually give us something to chew on because they've been so close to taking games and just can't. It's the same deal with Leviathan. They are so close to taking some really good games. They're so close to taking a game off of Isurus and Estral, but they are just not able to convert, sadly, and it just doesn't work out for them in the end. And I need to see them finish the job at least once. Just one time, 6 Karma. Finish the job against a team that isn't Infinity, please. Because Infinity is like the least convincing team to get the job finished against. As we jump into the draft, it is 6 Karma on the blue side again. And they're going to just ban away the same champs. It seems Draven, Rumble, and that is an Ashe Karma taken away. So completely turned off my mic. I'll be right back. You know. Oh well. Okay, we're back. Hi. Sorry, I gotta go grab something really, really quick. I'm back, though, as we see. This is probably a jungle Maokai, I would say, but we see Maokai and Triss locked in for lava here. That's Maokai, comma, Triss locked in for lava, of course. And is this going to be another Senna Nautilus lane for 6 Karma? It did not at all work last game, but like the last time they ran it did not even work. I rest my case, like, did work against them. Does that count? Well, like, Senna Naut has mixed results. Senna in general right now, mixed results, but it will be Seiya back in the Oriana, which I am a big fan of. I'm really coming to enjoy Seiya's Ori. Some very good games of it recently. Very good games back to back now. A very good run of games. And it will just be the blind Cassante pick for Summit, so there's gonna be no ban for top lane here. They're just gonna go straight to jungle and just jungle support bans. Or jungle ADC bans. Whoops, they don't even have a ADC locked in. They might even think this is a Maokai support. Who knows? We've been seeing more of it. Doesn't mean it's good in this setting. Into Senate actually isn't that bad, though. But into Not, it might be a little... We'll see how it is into the Nautilus. I would imagine it's not the greatest. But Maokai, very strong in the support role as a whole. if you've been playing any solo queue, Nautilus, or not Nautilus, Maokai is very undodgeable. He is one of the strongest supports on the patch, of course. But that's going to be 5 band away from a toss here. They saw the synergy with the Orianna last game and don't want to see it again. Nocturne also taking away good synergy with Orianna there, and Nautilus with just a blind hook, a darkness hook, not really able to be dodged. Ezreal band away is interesting, because Ezreal's really garbage in this meta. And Milio band away, so that is like the best, most popular support besides Senna band away. It's gonna be the Kai'Sa locked in here. We saw him yesterday, which was weird because I wasn't expecting to see it yesterday, but we saw it yesterday. Or no, did we? We did. No, we saw it was Estelle busted it out. Snaker gave Kai'Sa the first win in the her first win in the LLA this year. And nah, Asu's not that cool, so he won't do it. As I was saying. Ase has gotten both champions he's played yesterday. He lost both games yesterday. He got Cassante and Aatrox. Aatrox 12-9 right now in the LLA. Overall, he is somewhere. And there's gonna be a Wukong locked in. Okay. Sure. Overall, Aatrox 82-86. Wukong winless in the LLA, and I don't think it's getting much better internationally. He's picked up a win at least. I know that. He's not like very popular though. He's not very strong. In this state, he's widely regarded as a bad jungler, really. As this is going to be the Ivern, I think it did pick up its first loss yesterday, sadly. It would have been really awesome, but Solid Snake did take the only loss on Ivern, but 3-0. Went 1-1 yesterday still, because Ivern is starting to pick up a lot of steam. More people are starting to pick it up slowly over time, because it is really good. I don't know why it is. 4-4, why are people drafting this? 4-14, we saw this yesterday. We saw Wukong recently, and it didn't work. It was in North America. It was on one Solid Snake picked it 2 days ago, and 2, definitely someone picked it in LCS, and it lost. But we are seeing more and more Wukongs. I really hope we're seeing more and more Iverns, however, because Ivern is so strong right now. Like, no jokes, Ivern is stupidly strong right now, which is not a common sentence. But he is in such a good spot. The fact that no one, or it's only starting to pick up the momentum as he gets picked, is wild to me, because for the past like 2 years, he's been one of the, or past like year and a half now, he's been one of the best junglers. They keep buffing him in Daisy. But, you know what? We'll get around to it eventually. But in terms of comp, I actually do like this Rainbow 7 comp a lot more. I'm not a massive fan of Sen and Pro Play. It's very hit or miss. I think it takes a certain player to execute it properly without it just being... Oh, that felt good. You know that? Sorry, that definitely picked up on mic, and I'm sorry about it, but... I think that with the Ivern... I mean, maybe they find the engage, but I think Maokai is just such... I mean, what am I saying? Oh, yeah, I know. I think Maokai's one of the best supports, blah, blah, blah. I already said that. I think he's one of the best champs in the game right now. It's just really unfair. Odie's going to be really able to get on the map. Ivern's clear is very simple, very easy, very fast, actually. The root going to land onto Mataz, and this is really bad for him right now, because he's going to have to use potential flash here, actually, if he doesn't engage properly. But Summit ghosting away, not going to land the Q3, and it's now Rainbow 7 who have overextended, as Summit is in a terrible spot right now. He's going to be able to teleport away. There's no CC that 6 Karma we're really going to be able to land besides a hook or a Q from Aatrox. So that is both summoners already burned on Summit. This is something that 6 Karma need to take full advantage of if they even want to. If they want to have an angle in this game. And they know where Ivern's starting. They know he's starting on his Raptors here. Starting on his Raptors. It's Ivern. He marked his red side camps. Really, you could just say Ivern started on the red side. That's most important. He doesn't really clear camps in this traditional sense. It's complicated. Kind of awkward to explain. Don't ask how it works. None of us know. But he's actually stealing away the red buff here of Mataz, and, well, that thing's gone. Both buffs are going to be gone as Mataz is experiencing the early Wukong clear. It's not that great. It's kind of slow, and it's kind of slow. Very much not great. As Ase going to land Q2. There's the Q3 going down, and Ase is going to win this trade for the time being, but the Q, or the grasp stack, going to be able to heal some back up to a decent amount of health. As he's just trying to keep the trade going. So he just wants more grasp stacks and wants to push this wave in, because punishing Aatrox is really easy as Lava jumping onto Seiya, and that is the benefit of the Tristana into Ori early. Ori can't really stop you from just getting the jump. And this is going to be a recall from Summit. He actually is this wave in a pretty crap spot. But it is going to push back to him. No, this is a free. Nope, never mind. It's back to him. I'll say I'm just going to drop one. Lava can try and trade here. It's not a great idea, but he could try and trade here under the turret. But that was even before Mataz was in the lane. No. We're not seeing anything crazy here. We're seeing Senna get out farmed, yeah. This is why I usually pair it with something that can farm pretty consistently, pretty easily. Usually the Varus. We've seen it. For some reason, we've seen the Varus not farming. But Mataz going to steal away some camps in revenge. He lost his red buff. He's going to steal away Odie's Krugs, but Odie's never going to want those, so it's not that huge of a deal. But that is also good game knowledge, knowing Ivern pretty much never wants to take the Krugs. Very nice play there from Mataz. For the two of you who are watching this, that's total viewers, not the viewers who don't know this. Actually, ignore that, as we see a small trade coming through. The footwork able to get out of the infernal get the K'Sante out of the infernal chains. Anyways, for the two of you who are watching this total, it is just not at all valuable to take your Krugs. Maybe you take them once, but even then, that's actually worse, because Ivern can't farm Krugs. He only gets gold for the first two. He doesn't get the full gold of the camp or the full XP, so you actually lose health and mana and time by doing that. So it's easier just to let them go. Oh, and we're going to see Lava try to jump onto Seiya, but Seiya has not a lot of health right now. Or Lava doesn't have a lot of health at the moment. But Odie here to help level some of this out. Mataz is just here to help this wave get cleared. Not even going to need to, actually. Seiya has this pretty set. And back to Ivern tech really quick. The reason you don't even bother clearing it, because it would still be worth it, at least on the first clear, but almost every single game, because junglers know that Ivern doesn't care about his first, about his Krugs at all. Ooh, Summit just getting out of the nick of time there. If you take the Krugs, you're actually just leveling them up for your opponent, and therefore making it more valuable for them to take the Krugs. So Ivern just doesn't touch them at all, even though it would be still decent enough to take your first rotation. Oh, that wave is so screwed. That is brutal. The last minion died, so there's still minions left, so that whole wave aggroes to Summit right there, and actually, that whole wave Summit's aggroes back onto the wave instead of onto the tower. So Ase actually does miss 2 there because of it. And this should be a plating over to Lava. As we see, ooh, plating dropped. Took just long enough, and Lava wasn't there to ensure. Didn't want to hang around for too long. Of course, this is going to be teleport out from Ase, so nothing really crazy happening. So it is going to be Mataz on these grubs right now, but nope, Seiya's not even going to get help from his jungler right now. Jungler has the grubs started. It is time for grubs, and I feel that in my soul. It's always time for grubs. Tiamat pretty much makes this manageable for Wukong, a lot more manageable for Wukong, because otherwise it would just be a lot of mana burn, but they know that he's probably up there, and it is just going to be time to take the early Drake. a Drake for Grubs trade. It's almost every single game except for the time where the Grubs aren't even that important. But the Drake Siege is actually going to be really fast. Sayo has Plasma Procs and Lions has increased damage. Two monsters here, actually. If they could find the hook, they won't. But the depth charge coming through, there's only level 5s on the side of Rainbow 7. They only have the Buster Shot available, and they're going to use it to get Seiya out of the fight, but Mataz doesn't really have any damage. They need Rebel to land a hook here. But the re-engage onto Lions for Mataz, and it's going to be first blood over to the jungler of 6, Karma. And more value. They do lose the dragon, but the Void Grubs, I was almost going to say the Spanish name, I was almost going to say the Spanish name for it because of the commentary. But Void Grubs, first blood over to 6 Karma, and this time they'll actually get the full gold lead off of it because they didn't trade anything in return. And it's on to the Wukong, which isn't the worst. It's just that Wukong later on he has significantly fallen off from his peak back in 2019, like 2019, 2020, maybe some of 2021. His peak pro play days are long behind him at the moment, where he was actually a carry. Currently, he is just a glorified R button, as that is going to be Summit actually getting the all out off of the Pathmaker. That's going to be the World Ender forced out as well. Ase going to try and trade back some damage, get down to the Q3. And now Mataz has shown up to try and help his top laner. He's just going to use the clone to get over the wall. This is just going to be ulti for ulti here. Odie's going to try and steal something, I think. But Odie actually loses fights if he... Oh, never mind. He's actually going to be able to win the fight if Mataz does that repeatedly. But Daisy, not the biggest threat to Mataz because he has the Cyclone and the clone and has his... whatever his dash is called. I think it's Nimbus Strike. But back to this Drake fight, because that is kind of like the big thing. This actually could have went so much better. If Rebel hits that, it's over. Like, that is a 2-for-0 right there. But Lava Force to use Flash and ulti to actually get Seiya, and Seiya just lives. So Seiya's just going to recall, because no one sees him. And then Lions has nowhere to run. He has no Flash anymore. His W would only bring him further into danger. So it is Rainbow 7 getting the short end of the stick on that play. And 6 Karma, again, showing that they do have some life despite only winning one match. They have life in them. They aren't completely dead in the water. There's hope, which is not common in teams this low in the table, this late into the season. Ooh, missing some minions there. That's tough. It's not enough damage yet. Has the alternator finished only, so this is actually... Oh, wait, what the heck is going on here? As wrong side, they're getting punished for overextending. 5kid doesn't have level 6 still. But it's going to be the Nature's Grasp out and the Killer Instinct out in exchange for a Cleanse and all of Rebel. Literally all of Rebel's things. Why does Rebel have teleport? Or is that Ignite and it looks weird? That's Teleport. That is purple. What the... Huh? As Ase finally gets ulti, but, is that... I can go check. I can manually check that. Right here. Why are you not picking up? Why are you not picking up the game data? Come on, pick it up. Sorry, I'm trying to just do something here. Whatever. Okay. You're not going to want to work right now. Yeah, what? Okay, whatever. I'll see it when it comes back up. Because why is this the case? Why does Rebel have that? Is Summit going to get hit again by the Infernal Chains, but really doesn't have to worry about it if Ase's not going to pressure him? Mataz is going to get hit by the bomb, but is also just going to be able to walk away. That is freaking teleport, man. What the heck? Yeah, that's purple. I'm not blind. Okay. I had to think if I was colorblind and it was the angle of the computer of the monitor, like messing with my face. No, not. Really not. That is Teleport Nautilus. That's new. As here comes Daisy. We're going to have a fight over these Void Grubs. And now the teleport in from Lava has the Kraken Slayer available. This is a dangerous situation. The hook going to land onto Lions, and he's already shredded down. The Cyclone comes out, and it's going to be Mataz picking up his second kill of the game, but he needs to be very careful here. They might have won a kill, but they're going to lose their members soon. It's going to be a 600 gold lead. In exchange for the Void Garbs, they don't need to worry about the Void Garbs. They got 3 already, so if they hand over the other 3, it's just done. If they think they could win this, Mataz is not in the best position, but they have Seiya teleporting back as well as Ase teleporting in. And it's only 1 Void Grub down. There's a potential for the 5 here. And do Rainbow 7 want to engage? Rainbow 7 took the river from 6 Karma. Now 6 Karma's taking it from Rainbow 7, and it's going to be the Nature's Grass coming out, and it is Mataz caught way out of position. The snipe going to save him for now with the shield, but it's going to be a good shot down onto Lava, and there's the all-out, and Rebel will fall. It's on Ase, it's on Seiya. What a buster shot! And Seiya has fallen. Double kill for Lava there. The insec of a lifetime for Lava, and Rainbow 7 lose the grubs, win the fight 3-1. Lions came back from base. That's how long that fight was. Lions had time to die, come back, and continue the fight. And this is only the second half of the fight here. Mataz is already stuck. He tried to buffer. He actually buffers terribly there. I'm just going to give you a hint. He buffered that like garbage. But it is then this buster shot to save the... Not even save the fight, but to end that fight off like that was crazy. Yeah, but that W sunk because he didn't wait. He had to input it earlier, but he couldn't afford to walk behind the clone. It's complicated. He couldn't afford to walk behind the clone because he would be going further into Rainbow 7. But he also couldn't do it afterwards. So he had to do it like in a weird panic play, as they are going to try and grab their first strike of the game here. As Ase hits the chains but doesn't hit anything else, and someone's going to walk out the winner of that trade. Both have Smite. This could be a really big deal. Smite goes over to 6 Karma, and they're looking for the fight here. Odie, the shield, but he's already down. The teleport coming in from Summit. Seiya has Flash available, and he'll be able to get over the wall, but now the Cyclone going forwards. That is Lava going to fall, but there's the Killer Instinct onto Rebel, and it will be Seiya picking up a kill and trying to salvage this fight. 2-1 right now. Ase, no teleport to get involved here, but there is the ulti coming through the Nature's Grasp. Summit is not going to connect, but 5 Kid will be trapped, and Lions will pick up this kill onto the ADC of 6 Karma, and it will be a 2-for-1, or 2-for-2 in exchange for the Dragon and this top tier 1. So first turret over to Ase. Now the Rift Herald is up, and we go again. Hope so. Love to go again. As here comes the teleport. Rebels here. This is why you took teleport Nautilus, baby. The whole damn reason. Flash over the wall from Seiya, but now the chase continues. Mataz has the engage, but that's only going to get him so far there. Seiya able to get away. The flash read terribly by Rebel. He knew the flash was coming, and he still did not read the flash properly, sadly. Like, he tried really hard. Oh, it is farming Nautilus. Okay, good. Good. Oh. 5K was trying to execute that. Should have just let Rebel get it at that point. But whatever. And they're going to try and get this tier 2. So it's not the end of the world. They're only down 600 gold after that play. There is the Iceborne Gauntlet coming through for Summit. That is a very slow Iceborne Gauntlet, but he also basically spent as much gold as a Sundered Sky in item components already, because he also built the Bramble Vest. So item components that aren't boots has pretty, and the spending's pretty equal on both sides here. But this will be the Rift Herald over to Rainbow 7. They have full control of this river right now, of the mid lane, at least. I really need to... So this fight starts off so well. They get Odie down, they get the Dragon, and then they get Lava. It will be Seiya going 2-for-1, or not 2-for-1. It will be Rainbow 7 2-for-1, and 5K needs to leave a bit earlier. We can't even afford to. I mean, then the rest is just a chase down with the Nature's Grasp, of course, and it's very uninteresting compared to the rest of the fight, which was way cooler. And you can see the total damage. Rainbow 7 are really relying on their damage dealers. Crazy, I know. Lava and Sayo are the damage. If they are not in a fight, it is going to be way harder for them to do anything. Summit going to just tank the Infernal Chains pull because he has the ability to disengage there because Ase is already leaving. And this is going to be the turret. Ase doesn't know who's here. He assumed someone was here to help Summit. But instead notices no one's here, and he's going to finish off this wave. Now all the first items finish. We're actually seeing another Luden's rush here. Sometimes you'd want to rush the Storm. We saw a lot of Storm Surge rushes on launch, of course, because Storm Surge was a nightmare item to do anything against. And there's a 3-man Cyclone. Odie's going low. They need to finish him off, and they will. But now they need to survive the re-engage. The depth charge is going to land, but Batons doesn't have the second cast of Cyclone available. And now the all-out available for Summon. He's going to pull out 5-Kid, and 5-Kid's going to fall immediately. Ase trying to get in the backlines. And there's a good Flash Q3 from Ase, and it's a 2 for 2. And they have the ability to keep this thing going. Ase needs to do damage, but the Buster Shot away is going to actually bring everyone to safety, and it will be disengages across the board. 2 for 2, but it's gold onto carries here. That is most important. Odie has not been involved in these fights. Matans gets another kill for himself, and then Ase picks up a huge kill that he needs, as Aatrox really needs items to be terrifying. He needs items, and by items, I mean healing. He needs to be able to do a ton of healing. Odie gets caught out. Mataz comes over the wall, flashes in, catches 3, a great Dawning Shadow there to give him some extra help. The depth charge lands onto Sayo, doesn't really get anything. 5-Kid is the target. They can't lock down Summit just yet. He was unstoppable that whole time because Cassante. And then Ase says, hold my beer, and finishes off Summit. So 2 for 2 again. This is a very bloody game compared to what we've been seeing. This is even more kills than last game already. Like, this is already more kills per minute than last game. And the total damage, Odie has been not doing much. He has done, I believe, 38 damage the last 2 fights. Exactly. I believe this is the only time he did any damage in any of these fights, because he has been the main target of 6 Karma's ire? I think ire is a bit too strong of a word. Team fights. He is the core focus of the team fights right now because he has the smite. He has Daisy, who is so goddamn strong. Like, it is really on 6 Karma to take down this Ivern as often as possible because Daisy dies as soon as Odie dies. But are they going to be able to walk forwards here? That's going to land onto Seiya, and they are going to be able to, for now, gain some entry into this river. But there's the Nature's Grasp coming out. Rebel should block all of it here, and it will be the second Drake going over onto Rainbow 7, but now it is locked down onto Rebel, but there's a Dawning Shadow, and that's going to get a lot of value on the shielding. Summit is locking down one more member, but it's not going to be Mataz, as Lions has to go in and try and save himself, but it's going to be Seiya picking up the kill, and now Summit is trying to go all out. Ase will fall. Lava doing so much damage, and that's going to be a double kill, actually. Now Lava has the resets available. Will he be able to get out of here with his life, or will he pick up more? There's the Flash Cleanse instantly out from 5-Kid as they're trying to get Seiya, but it will be Seiya falling, but Seiya has the damage, he has the stacks, but does he have the ability to go in? There's the Killer Instinct, but a good heal to keep himself alive, but there's a flash forward from Seiya, and he's going to pick up 1, he's gonna pick up the 2nd, he's gonna pick up the ace for Rainbow 7, he's gonna get the shutdown that's on Seiya's head, and it is Seiya's finally his time to show up in this game. He has not really had any opportunity to be that impressive in this series so far. Last game was not about him at all. And now he's been given the green light to go do what he wants. And it looked really good. Again, another game of another fight of it looks really good for 6 Karma, but then they have to re-engage here because they want to save Mataz, and then they think they can keep going. They think they have the angle to keep going, but then Lava is going to do a lot of damage here, and Lava is going to be a bit of a problem, which we've seen is really always the case with Lava. He's a bit of an issue for teams to deal with. They get Summit, but then they don't have the opportunity to disengage. There's Rebel's still stunned there. That W missing is core to the issue here because now Seo's shielded him, and Seo has flash, and he's fully ready to run in and kill. And that is so much gold onto a fed Kai'Sa already. 5-0 and 6. 4-1 and 5 for Seo and Lava. It is unbelievable. Look at the damage. Seiya and Seo. Clever, 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 clever are the core carries. And Odie dies before the fight really kicks off. But now they've caught out Rebel. He'll have some damage numbers at least. Mataz is trying to go in, but there is the redemption healing up everybody. But if they can get Seo, they can get a fight chance. But Odie finally gets a chance to do something in this game. And it's going to be a blue side turret falling again. But now Rebel, just say I have to completely disengage, and that is a lockdown onto Ase, and it's going to be a 1-for-1 in exchange for the turret. Say, take it off the turret, but it will be able to get out perfectly fine with the shield of the Ivern. And now, I mean, they can't really Baron, they can't afford it, but this is Rebel thinking he has an angle, and Lion's just catching him out immediately. But Mataz, where is Mataz in this angle? Right there. Look at this. He gets so much damage, but he just can't get Seo down. And then Seiya somehow survives. Yeah, I don't know how the hell Seiya gets away. A good hook from Rebel. And then Ase almost falls, but Seiya does find the trade kill. But it is their base now the target of Rainbow 7 as the reward for, I guess, surviving that fight. And again, Seo, so much damage. Lava also so much damage, but not as much as Seo by a lot. Seo's going to be a core piece of their fight, and Ase needs to get a little tankier. I do expect Ase to pick up some tanky defense items. Tanky defense items, yes, called defense items. Or just bruiser items, or just like Titanic Hydra or something, I don't know. That's an option. They really do need Ase to become this kind of unkillable raid boss, because that is all he's going to do. Mataz is going to tank the Seeker, and that is the end of that conversation. But they don't know. Man, this is a really long time to hang the damage up. And the Spirit Shot is going to be nice for Ase, but it's not a Death Stance. Doesn't really need it, but Death Stance would be pretty cool here. You can see all the Rebel able to clear out waves, man. It's a weird feeling. But what he's doing right now, Senna's not really online. Ase just forced to ulti. Ase just forced to ulti 20 seconds before the Drake spawns. It's for Drake's soul point. It's for soul point, so it's not the end of the world. Here comes Daisy, and this is just going to be the tier 2 gone. And Rebel going to be able to dodge away from most of the damage with his Q, at least, with a buffered Q. And Mataz spotted out, and now he's hit in the face with a plasma stack. And this is the danger of Kai'Sa. She is very much online now. Kai'Sa's only weak until she's weak. That's so satisfying. As it will be the Ocean Drake and Soul Point over to Rainbow 7. God, Ivern Qs are so cool. They are so awesome, man. When a team coordinates it so perfectly. Oh, they're awesome. The best. That was legitimately, that was neuron activation for me. You can see the total damage. Yeah, so I call Senna one of the weaker ADCs. That's just because I think she's too, my nose. A bit too, not reliant on items, but if she isn't Giga fed, she's pretty piss useless, which I guess is the case for most ADCs, but like Kai'Sa is the shortest range ADC in the game. Besides Nila. But that's cheating. As Rainbow 7 start the Baron here, not even really a contest angle, it's already gone. They have 2 ADCs on their team. This thing is gone already. Mataz needs to find an angle to survive, not even just to do anything. He needs to live, and he won't, as Seo is dominating now, and Lions has found the engage, and now it is time for Rainbow 7 to go run into the beast. As that's a bit of an aggressive ulti, but he's gonna get so much healing from that redemption. And Seo has a double kill already. Will he get the triple? No, Odie's gonna steal it away from him, but he's gonna pick up the full. The 3 is Seo goes legendary, and it's all on Seo. Flash over the wall. It's gonna be a quadra kill for Seo, and Rainbow 7 get the ace. This is not it. The Wave is actually in a really bad spot for them to finish. They have 10 seconds before Mataz is up, now 5 seconds, and they have about 13 before Ase. How fast can Rainbow Seven siege? Because it's going to be really 20 seconds before the big fight engage ulti is available on the side of 6 Karma, but I don't think they can finish anymore. The Wave is just in too bad of a spot for them to actually utilize it, which always sucks, but it is how it is. They really did need the Wave to not be fighting behind them, but the Wave was fighting behind them. How cookies crumble, etc., etc. But they get the Baron, they pick up all 5 here, and that is a lot of money in their pocket. And it's all because of Mataz killing himself, and then Sayo doing late game Kaisa things. Oh, Rebels Flash, I feel that. Oh, but that is... I mean... that is just a baroned up team able to kind of do whatever they want. Speaking of doing whatever they want, they are pushing 6 Karma out of their own jungle, and 5 Kid's just dead. 5 Kid has chosen the wrong path to take and is very much dead. As this tier 1 in top lane has fallen, this is a march to the finish. There are only 34 seconds. There's still 30 seconds on 5 Kid. That turret took half of its health from a single bomb, and now it is time to go forwards. That's your tank. I don't see no tanks here as Sayo goes legendary. It's a double kill now for Sayo. He's gonna go golden. The redemption comes out. The Cyclone will connect. It's gonna be a triple kill for Sayo. A quad kill for Sayo. The ace for Rainbow Seven. And they're going to go for the Penta. 3 seconds on 5 Kid. They're going into the base, into the fountain, and Lava steals it. You bomb. The Penta denied, but it will be the ace. It will be both Nexus turrets. It will be the Nexus itself. And Rainbow 7 prove that 7 is indeed larger than 6 as they 206 Karma here. And, made it look even less competitive when push came to shove at the end there. There were, again, moments, and those moments disappeared very, very quickly. And it is 6 Karma who will be sitting at 1-7 now. Oh. Rainbow 7. 7-2 now. Very fitting. Rainbow 7-2 as they take control of 2nd place in the league and are going to tell Isurus to match it come next week, because Tuesday they stare down the Sharks. They're swimming with the Sharks in a battle for 2nd place. The winner will take sole control of 2nd. The loser will be in 3rd place. Of course, how math works. Rainbow 7 do have control over the season, or over the head-to-head right now. So if they do win a singular game, they will have control of the head-to-head as long as the 2 teams do not tie in game score. But given how this went last time, and how this team still looks so damn good, even when it really has been a little shaky, when this team looks so good, and it is just really hard to say anything else about them that isn't just they're so good, and they only have lost to Estral, and they've made it look so they made it such a close, like the first series, yeah, that wasn't close, but they came back in the 2nd round to kick off the 2nd half of the season, and they almost did it. They got so close. They had a close game 1, took game 2, and then just got rolled in game 3, sadly. But it was so, this is a team that is looking real good, and we've seen them in the playoffs. They've had some, Estadal have had some really strong regular seasons, but we've seen Rainbow 7 put themselves onto another level in the playoffs. When it comes to knockouts, when it comes to these best of 5s, when it's who can out-strategize the other in 3 games, we've seen Rainbow 7 come to another, just go to another level. They are the back-to-back reigning, defending, undisputed LLA champions of the Latin America. I wanted to do that one so badly. I started the words, and I was like, Paul Heymaning, so I might as well finish it. But they make it look a little hard, and then they make it look real easy. Again, 6 Karma. For 6 Karma, you face Leviathan and Infinity next week in these two games. One of them matters a lot, the other one matters a lot more. Leviathan, of course, you want to pick up a win. It's the team you are currently in the standings to face come lower bracket time, but Infinity is the team you will be fighting for the final spot for, and you want to win that most importantly. So, Rainbow 7, second place, 6 Karma, 1 and 7, barely not in 7th place, just hanging on to 6th by the smallest of margins. And so, up next, we have the current top team in the league, Estral Esports, rematching Leviathan, who gave them a bit of a run last time they faced off, but did not get the job done. Leviathan looking to pick up a big win here to reclaim 4th place over the All Knights. Also, Rainbow 7, welcome to the playoffs. Even though that was yesterday, Rainbow 7 got to enter the playoffs because they beat Infinity, but welcome to being significantly better than Isurus, and you're probably going to lock top 4. Probably are. But it's all going to actually rely on Estral. Estral pick up the win here. It is almost guaranteed. Actually, math. Hold on. Yes, it is. If Estral, well, no, actually, Rainbow 7 have locked top 4 for themselves. But if Estral pick up the win here against Leviathan, Isurus will also be locked into the top 4. So this actually does kind of matter for the other teams, but in Estral, it's just another day. They can get pretty close to locking up a guaranteed first place here, which is a guaranteed opponent selection if they do win this game, but they have to win another one after this as well. So, going to a long break. I will see you for Estral Leviathan to close out week 5 of the LLA Spring Split. See you then. There we go. Hello and welcome back to the Kimchi Cast for the 2024 LLA Spring Split. We have the final best of 3 of Week 5. Leviathan Estral Esports face off here to close out this week, and as we get to, and we'll bring us into the final 6 days of the piss, that's not what I wanted to do. The final 6 days of the regular season. I'm hitting every, so you know, fully intentionally. I'm awful. Sorry. Dude, man, I'm messing around all over the place. So we last saw these two face off all the way back in week 2, which feels so long ago now. It's like, oh, it feels not that long. You know it's not that long ago, but it feels. That's what's most important about it. But it was a 2-0 for Estral. Game 1 was pretty close, but then it was too little too late for Leviathan to pull it back. And since then, they've kind of they've been, I believe it's exactly, I mean, above 500. I think it's, what is it? Or 1-2 after that game, so they've been 2-3 since then, including back-to-back losses entering today, and it doesn't seem like that's going to change, to be honest. Estral Esports 8-0, 1 game loss all year, 16-1 already, and they are on the hunt for perfection, the first team to go perfect possibly in the LLA. The hardest task is already behind them in Rainbow 7, and they handled them in 3. They dispatched them in a 2-1 set. The only challenge really left is Isurus, and maybe Leviathan if they can, or All Knights if they can get some insane angles, but I do not see it happening here. And that was kind of one of the questions entering today. As I said, I was gonna not go on about them earlier to avoid talking about some really boring and cliche things, but Estral Esports already 8-0, like 2 wins away from securing first in the league already. Already secured, already playoffs, top 4, 2 wins away from a single game win, actually. Like a win today almost guarantees them first place no matter what. No, it's 2 games. Yeah, sorry. I keep thinking I'm mathing in my head, and I'm like, oh yeah, they still have 3 games to play. They need to reach 10 because that is how 10 works. But 2 series wins, and you are first in the league no matter what happens, as they will see Leviathan insta-lock this Callista, and it will be Zothiv instantly answering with the Varus for Snaker here. But it's like, the question entering today was, do they take the foot off the gas? Will they maintain their undefeated record, as they actually also will take Rumble for Zothiv here? We've seen teams, we've seen Estral especially do this, have an incredible regular season, go like 14-2, or well, it would be go like 12-2, 11-3, and then just not win the season. Playoffs time, it's like, are Estral going to empty the tanks to try and finish the season finish the regular season undefeated and enter playoffs? Or are they going to maybe start pulling back, start showing a bit less of the new unique picks they could possibly go for here and pull it all back together and save some of it for the playoffs? As we see the Udyr locked in for top lane and the Flex Rel locked in actually here. And so the final answer might just be the support for Ackerman. But it really, like, I'm not even kidding. That is honestly a question. Or actually, they're going to take the jungler. They're going to take the jungler for Jose Dioto. It's going to be the Vi, a scary champion in his hands. And I think Leviathan have already lost the game because of it. 3-0 on the Vi, 21.5 KDA. I think they might have lost. Leviathan, right now you're just trying to win to take back 4th place for the time being, but it is really hard to do against the best team in the region. I'm going to keep pounding on it. Do Estral just trying to empty the notebooks here? Do they keep just powering through and burn what they have at this for the regular season to become the first undefeated team in LLA? Or do they get that first place and then cruise? Do they get that first place and then sit on their laurels for 2 games? Because honestly, even if they do want to not rest on their laurels. Their last 2 games of the season are all nights at 6 Karma. 2 of the lower tier teams as Maokai Tristana and Renata banned away here. Renata taken away with the Varus. I don't know if that's the best pairing. I wouldn't want to give over the Nautilus here or the Poppy or something. They're gonna leave the Poppy up, but there's already a jungler locked in. So unless it's Poppy top Rumble mid, we will not be seeing it. Fair enough. But the Nautilus banned away, that is a very good one. It pairs pretty well with the Varus. We've seen it win today already. Sayo didn't even need to do that much, sadly. Sayo would make up for this by doing 30-something thousand damage the next game and getting MVP, but look, the Varus game, he went 1-0-1, really didn't have to do much work. He got to just sit on his hands and be bored. And there's going to be Talia for... I was going to say Lava because Lava played it twice, but it's going to be Talia for Cody. Already 2-0 on the day. Will Cody make it 3-0? And that'd be fun. But this could be... Well, this will be the support counter pick here for Ackerman locked in. And I guess we'll learn if this is the jungler or not when Igna gets his hands on his pick, because this will be the Azir Talia matchup for Kodapako and... Why was I going to say Levi for Cody? Is Levi even a mid laner? I don't think he is. As I was going to look into the Azir numbers for Kodapako here. Played it before, obviously. I think every mid laner in the league has played it. Not shocking. Okay, that looks weird. It looks like it's telling him to pick, but this will be the Rel support with Sedge going to ganks in the jungle. 2 and 3 on the Azir. So, it's a bit of a tough showing here, and Ackerman just going to get his hovers out the way. 3 and 6 on the Sejuani in the year. I believe we have the Sejuani top game still on the books, by the way. As this will be the Alistar locked in, and we can talk about the Alistar all day, baby. Alistar locked in here for Ackerman. Where is he? He's not unpopular. He's not super popular, only 24 games, 10 and 14 on the year for the Alistar. I want to go back to the Sejuani because I do want to talk about the Sedge top game. It was a nightmare. 0 and 1. Who thought this was a good idea? I don't know. Ase thought it was a good idea. It went terribly. Jungle-wise, 38-56 for the Sejuani. She is not doing too hot right now. Some players are playing her to a very strong position, like Canyon, Peanut, like, yeah, they're playing very well. Why does Canyon have a Aphid for his KDA? Has Canyon played this so perfectly? Has Canyon not died yet? Or has Canyon died too much? Sorry, I'm distracted. This happens a lot. I'm going to switch this over to me. Hi, hello. And, I mean, is this another day where I just get to say... No, he hasn't died on it, has he? I'm going to go check this. This is another day where I just get to say that it's all super... It's all just about, like... Astral, and they're doing their thing, etc., etc. He hasn't died on this thing yet. Damn, Canyon. God damn. But it's just another day where I go, ooh, I like Leviathan, and I've been enjoying watching them, and Astral are so good. They can kind of play what they want to, but they still play to the meta in very specific ways, even though they don't need to, really. They're a team that could... if they wanted to, just play completely off meta. Because they are just really that far ahead of some of these teams. But they don't, because they do want to win games still. The KFC sponsor for Leviathan is still weird to me. It's weird to think that other places in the world have KFC, because why would anyone want KFC? Oh, yes. Sneeze on stream because it takes so long. And it's like a whole wind-up phase. A whole wind-up and then so. Now, Alistar. Interesting. Alistar is pretty close to as even a win rate as you can get while still being negative. He's 4 games below 500 right now, and that's not terrible, actually. We've seen significantly worse. Wukong keeps getting picked, and he's 4 and 15 on the year. They almost did get something out of him, to be fair. But I like Leviathan's comp. I think it doesn't have any damage is the issue. It has a lot of tankiness and peel, and two really strong hyper carries, but it doesn't have any damage outside of those two. Like, Udyr's not going to be doing a ton of damage mid to late game. He does some in the early game because he starts Dorn's Ring. He doesn't really need to worry about. Oh my no, sorry. He does have to worry about that apparently, but he doesn't really need to worry about his damage because he's more focused on farming and then getting the proxy down as we are into the game, of course, onto the Rift. But come late game, they're gonna have 3 tanks and 2 hyper carries, hopefully, and they're gonna really need to get ahead here because if they don't get ahead on Azir Kalista, they're not winning this game. As we have the strawberry variant of actually, which one is that? Is that the chocolate? Is that chocolate milk? Sorry, Moo Cow Alistar. Distracted. I need to know. And pretty normal summoners and yes, this time actually normal summoners and runes here. No teleport supports, which I've been thinking about actually, but no teleport supports here. No. We haven't had any crazy rune sets actually, but we did see teleport last game. That was a weird one. It kind of worked. They almost made it work. Sadly, he read the flash very poorly, so it did end up not working. But Rebel actually got to use his. That's such a sentence. The support of 6 Karma actually got to use teleport in a game and not have it backfire horribly. I'm still just weirded out by that sentence, but it's true. Very true. But laning phase doesn't even matter if you have teleport as a support. It's very much not super useful as we see Cody and Kotabaco trading, but Kotabaco is getting the worst end of these trades for this whole time and almost trades his entire health bar here. Doesn't have Hail of Blades, so he's not going to be hitting with those soldiers super hard. Yes, the Unraveled Earth slows, but it does not do damage on after the cast anymore. Or after it expires, it does not do damage. Is the thing. That was a part of the Talia mini rework a long time ago, blah, blah, blah. It does damage on cast and when dashed through or seismic shoved through now, instead of upon explosion as well. Does no damage, but it permanently slows while in the field. As Zothiv actually going to really be able to mess up the Udyr, as we can see the push in bot lane is just exactly what you expect from a Karthus. What? Callista Rel. I'm not even that tired today. I'm just dumb. I'm just a genuine idiot. Crazy. But the push, not surprising here, costs a lot for Varus to push out waves. Meanwhile, Callista has mana resets and a Rel, most importantly, to help him out in getting this wave cleared. As, yeah, it's just going to be a full clear from both of these junglers. They have very fast clears. It is the thing that does keep Sejuani in the meta. And that's actually going to land the stun. That looked like a really weird seismic shove, but it connects, and Kotapaco is very low now, and Cody is pretty healthy. Low on mana, though, but very healthy. Kotapaco going to trade back some health here, but there's the seismic shove into the rock throws, but the flash forced will just get Kotapaco to safety. If no, he doesn't have his jungler here. He can't afford to hang around. The dash to safety with the shifting sands does get him. Okay, hold on. I need to actually. No. I need to know which one is it. It is. Okay, it is the shifting sands. Shifting sands gives him the shield to safety, but then he has to flash anyways because he's going to keep tanking the rocks. He didn't really go in the right spot there, but teleports out of both mid laners now. I think he could have just used the shifting sands to go elsewhere, but he already used conquering to get very aggressive onto Cody, so it makes sense. And now here comes the part of this that gets really scary. Ackerman can just zone Igna and Virus off of waves if they so choose now, because of the threat of going in onto Virus is very large. Please max W, the words of Riot Games. As ganks spotted out here on this control ward that Kodo will be able to clear out pretty easily. Jose Dioto still unspotted, though, actually. Virus going to send out little goober. Why does he travel so far on your end? As Kodo's getting traded again by Cody. Jose Dioto not there to back up his mid laner, but isn't even needed. Kodo loses half of his health bar again. Cody continues to just be winning in this lane. I didn't check Cody's Talia stats. I should have. Really should have. That would have been really smart, actually. Like, this team wins a lot. 11 champions played. He's played Talia before. Second game of Talia went 3-1 in 11 the last time he actually picked this one. Against Infinity. And that was the Smolder game. First LLA Smolder. The only LLA Smolder, I should put it. I believe it is the only one. As the Void Gorb's being taken here, and Ganks isn't even trading this for a dragon or anything. So that's going to be the seismic shove into the Alistar combo, into the ignite, into the big rock. And that's going to be the CC chain, but there's no damage coming through, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be first blood over to Cody, but Ignabilu going to be able to answer back. And are they going to be able to lock down Ganks here? There's the Q coming in from Ackerman, but he's not going to be able to land the W to kick anyone back, but it is a 1-for-1. But it is Cody and company coming out on the better end of it, and now Zothiv and Jowney fighting up in the top lane. I haven't really talked about Jowney, which is new for me, because I always talk about Jowney, man. Freaking love this dude. He's hyper-aggressive. He loves playing carries. He also apparently is going to really enjoy Udyr. But Kodopanko, again, gets caught out, thinks he has the shuffle flashed on. Doesn't have flash, so he's stunk. He's dead. End of the conversation. And then a good Q flash there into another Q flash, actually. And the Aftershock's going to claim it for Igna. Doesn't really matter. Both of these are just tanks. So either tank gets it. It's just a tank. If Igna had remount there, they probably can try to get Ackerman, but it's okay. Would have at least got Ackerman's flash. And they will eventually end up getting this dragon. A bit delayed, but it's still fine. Virus was recalled, so wasn't really able to get involved in that fight. The Azir ulti is going to be really what Cody can do now, because that flash is out. Even though it cost him first blood, flash is still off of Cody. He got it one way or another, okay? Flash is flash. It is one game of Smolder. 2 bans. There we go. That's it. As Jose Dioto spotted out again. Seismic Shove not going to lane. Kodopanko playing, I think, a little bit more cautious for once, which is great. Or in this game, I should say, which is nice. But I would say that they probably shouldn't do what they did with the Herald, which was never ride it. And there's the ulti coming down, the cease and desist, and the Q is actually going to stomp any escape from Ignabilu, and it is going to be Ackerman picking up that kill. The cow is lethal, apparently. But a 1-for-0. Estral played the map. They play it well. Ganks has been spotted. He doesn't have ulti available, but he should be able to get this red buff without any issues. The ward going down from Jose Dioto there, but... Or not from Jose Dioto. What is that ward down from? Is that Ackerman? Hex flashing? Okay, that's Ackerman's Hex flash. As Snaker's just picking up plates here. Snaker really quiet this game. Just picking up some platings down here. Really hasn't had to do anything. Had the potential to engage in the last fight, but that was really... Or had the potential to engage in the mid fight. Just showed up a little late because he was busy clearing. And this is just Astral not respecting the potential engage. Is the potential engage there from Estral not respected by Leviathan? Did I say Estral not respecting Estral? Because that sounds about right. But Leviathan just not really, respecting the potential of there being multiple members of Estral down in the bot lane, as Ganks is going in, and Ganks has escaped Ackerman, actually. Not going to be able to smite away that Raptor either. They will know that Jose Dioto is on his red buff right now. But he's going to just choose to go on the Krugs. So they know he's on the Krugs as well. They have vision of that corner. So Jowney just continuing to tank up a bunch of damage. Igna will be able to actually grab this this control ward. I was going to say red ward. I was going to say red buff at first, which is weird. And this one's a lot less close. Almost 2,000 gold ahead already for Estro. We've seen some pretty big leads from them, but this is not one of them at the moment. But still, it's a 2-1 kill lead. They have the Grubs lead already. And that's going to be really important, honestly, for them. Really important. You can see the total golds. All 4 members who are actually going to be farming on top for Estral Esports. And there's the equalizer coming down, the cease and desist, but he's going to be able to just walk away with his ultimate. Does that count as his new ultimate? Or does it still just count our cooldown? So I wouldn't be shocked if it just counted our cooldown. It just counts our cooldown. As Ganks actually going to take the chance to get the Grubs here. The second set of Grubs going to Leviathan. Intriguing. They will just take this opportunity to get 2 Grubs and deny the Void Might spawn for Estro. Ganks has Smite here. Doesn't want to smite it though. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Zothif was leaving already. And it's just going to use Smite on this Scuttle Crab instead. And in a minute, the Drake will spawn and oh, shoot, never mind. Screw all of that. The Chain of Corruption coming down. Here comes the Weaver's Wall. Here comes Cody. Here comes the Teleport. And there is Virus getting hit into the unraveled earth. But Kodapako here to help. And he's going to lay out Cody's health bar. But that is so much force there from Estral. They can't teleport out of Kodapako. So he has to reset now or stay locked. He doesn't have a choice. He has to do one or the other because he has no TP back into the angle. But I'm assuming he was fine with it considering he came from base and he didn't get any money. Most importantly, he still has the shuffle available. He has the full shuffle combo available. It's not that big of a deal if they send their bot lane to the mid lane at the moment. But we are seeing pretty close to these first items being done. Virus and Snaker. Snaker much further ahead right now. He's a lot of CS ahead, so of course he is much further ahead on this, on the Bork Rush. But it is just looking like it's going to be second Dragon over to Leviathan. They don't spawn out this ward that gives them all this information, but Zothif is just going to be able to push in 2 more turret platings for himself here. And it's only now going to be Zhao Ni answering. Ackerman going to get hit in the face by a Shattering Strike, but that's not really that important. This Virus spotted out here if they don't play careful. And now Ackerman going to jump over the wall, but it's only going to get disengage. Not ganks, really, and that's not super important. So, it's whatever. So, we enter a very uninteresting state of this game as we don't have Heralds for another minute or so. Kodapako has the Gnasher's Tooth finish, so first item of the game done. Actually, nah, he beat Zothif to the punch, I believe, barely. But Zothif finishing the Leandry, so it doesn't really matter who was the first of those. Snaker should be able to pick up this mid plate pretty easily. Will get the 125 gold without fail. And Virus and Snake are going to both take the resets. We see the the Sundered Sky for Jose Diodo, and now Archangels finished for Cody. Not going to be a recall for Virus yet, but it is Snaker going to be done with this Bork now, and he has the advantage here. I think Bork for Virus is very soon, though. I imagine it is. I can't see an angle it's not. And there's a control word in that brush. And now they know. Do they? No, now they do. And Ackerman's going to be able to push really aggressively here onto Virus, though. They don't know where Ignabilu is, so they can't really push that aggressively, but now they know where Igna is. And we got 4 members here, and that's Cody getting caught out. If Igna can hit this engage, the Shattering Strike's going to come through, and Igna's going to steal the kill away. And that is very, holy cow, 8 platings to 0. So that is a good gold lead forming, as that is the Fate's Call coming out to save Igna from certain death there. I learned is the Briar ulti. Igna needs to be very careful here, or else he risks getting hit in the face by Jose Diodo and Ackerman again. Cease and desist still available for Jose is most important here. And Now the challenge coming through on, and that's mid turret down already, but the challenge coming through onto this red buff, so it is going to be Jose and Ganks fighting for it. Cotopaco's here, but Virus is still mid. And this is just going to be the red buff stolen away. There's no possible angle for Cotopaco or Ackerman. They don't have the Glacial Prison yet. And Koto going to be able to dash away. Gank's just going to flash the wall. Gank's just forced to flash the control word going down. And now Zhao here. Ackerman going to dodge the crash now. Where's the ulti coming out? And there it is. Forcing out the ulti in exchange for the teleport there. And Zothev is going to finish off this top tier 1. A bit of a questionable play to jump onto. What? I don't even know that's wrong. I'm sorry, I got a Discord notification. I have no clue what that Discord is. I don't know. Thank you for many things. Cotopaco positioning very aggressively with the Conquering. But it's going to be Rift Herald over to Estelle pretty easily and not even a question. Yeah, they're just going to get it. And Leviathan have kills and dragons. But they have not found a single other angle here. They have no turrets. They didn't get a single plating. They barely have even put a dent in the bot turret and haven't touched any of the other ones, which is kind of the only thing you're supposed to do on Udyr, and they have not done that. Like, that is kind of the thing here. Is I mentioned you had to be ahead on this Callista and Azir to get any real value coming later on into this mid to late game, because they're your hyper carries and they're your only source of damage, and they have nothing. They are both behind. One by a lot and one by slightly less, as Jowney has been caught out now. And he has the Unstoppable available, and he's going to use it to dodge the cease and desist. But Ackerman going to go for this insect here. And there's the wall coming down. Ackerman's taking a lot of damage, but so is Jowney. And Cody will pick up the kill here, as in the top lane, Zothev will fall. That's a huge shutdown going to Cotopaco. So 500 gold going over to the mid laner of Leviathan, and that is the bot tier 1 falling, and that is all the tier 1s gone on the map for Leviathan. They will trade back this tier 1 in top lane, but here comes Cody, and boom! Way. One of them is one. The other one's the other. As this will be the bot tier 2 down as well. Cotopaco, you can see, putting in the work, pointing very aggressively and angrily at the tier 2 in top lane, but only about half of that turret is gone. He is the highest level in the game by a little bit, like half a level. And he's going to get a lot of that top tier too. But that's going to be in exchange for the dragon, which would be really nice on Azir, but is going to be really nice on Snaker as well. And now Ganks is up here. The equalizer's down, but Ganks is just going to be able to tank this up, and that will be the tier 2 falling eventually. Cotopaco at least gets something there, and he's doing work on this Azir now. Still behind in gold, but it's not the worst. That looks so jank. I've been noticing a lot of the abilities have been looking a lot choppier. Like every single drift I've seen has been really janky and has a bit of the stutter to it. Nico clone barely functions at the moment as far as I've been testing. It's really buggy. At the moment, it feels. Now, Ackerman spotted out, and here comes the Hex Flash. Boom! I'm tired now. I guess I'm tired. I don't know. I'm not that tired. And Jowney, drawing a lot of pressure, but dying. Good flash there by Ackerman. And just waiting. Waiting for the pulverize and headbutt. Or waiting for the headbutt to come up. But in the top lane, Zothev getting the business. And Cotopaco is going to be the one delivering the most business out of all those business deliverers. Yeah, there you go. Ganks sees that Jose Diota is right behind him and is just going to smite away that Scuttle Crab. And, ooh, dodges away. And now Ganks jump onto Jose Diota there. I feel like he could have went, but it's probably not the best idea to do that. And now Jose Diodo locked down with the frozen flail, but he's going to go and jump all the way onto Virus, and it's going to be Snaker picking up that kill. And now Kotopako's down, and that is your core damage carry. Is a double kill for Snaker. Ganks needs to run. They don't have any ultimates, but they don't need it. It's a triple kill for Snaker, and it's just Jowney alone in the bot lane doing a lot of sweet FA, as it will be Astral onto the Baron, and this is going to be a good time to do it here. They are sending Talia down bot lane to answer to the push that Jowney could have gotten, and this is a dominant showing now. 6,000 gold ahead in just 20 minutes. Not the biggest leads we've seen. It's definitely not the fastest game either, but they finally found an angle to outmaneuver, and that is all that matters, because they are now very much in the driver's seat of this game, or further in the driver's seat of this game. And this is a scary Varus right now. Unless they could jump onto Cody here, but they are spotting out Ignavilu. So Cody also just doing too much damage to really justify going in on him. Oof. And it all starts, they think they found Jose Diodo, but Jose Diodo has found them a great equalizer and a great Weaver's Wall to force everybody to be stuck. And there's just nothing that Leviathan could have done there. A great engage, or great re-engage by Ackerman. The flash blocked, actually, as well. You can't really block flash. It's more of Ackerman stood in a very specific spot to shorten the distance that you could flash a little bit. And you can see the damage so well spread there by Estral. Everyone doing a phenomenal job here to do their part and play their role for this team comp, and it is executed to perfection. Jose Diodo finds somebody to target. Cody walls them off, and hopefully more of the team. Zothev throws down the equalizer onto one target, and Snaker is just there to do damage. Now 8,000 gold ahead, so they've really expanded this lead. And now Cody, here comes the Talia. Ackerman going pretty low right now, but it is just walling off Leviathan and allowing Estral to really keep this push going for a little bit longer than they would have otherwise. And that's gonna be your hero right there. It is Virus, it is Kotopako. One of them are gonna have to be the hero of this game, as Ganks has been caught out. And there's the cease and desist coming down, but how much damage can they do? There's the seismic shove coming in. Ackerman is here to lock down Kotopako, and Zothev's gonna find the first kill. A nice Emperor's Divide to send everybody away, but there's the equalizer, and Igna's stuck now with Jose Diodo, but a good face call will get him to safety. And it's only a 1-0 there in favor of Astral again. Now Jowney. But not going to be able to threaten Ackerman too much, as Ackerman's going to just stare at him. Keep going. And now the push continues. Only 20 seconds left on this Baron, but they don't really need the Baron. That's just extra help on these pushes, because they can do a lot. Ackerman just going to continue tanking up the empowered, I believe it is Spirit Fire, Spirit Storm or something like that. Ackerman going in, he's going to hit one, he's ulting away with extra defenses, and that will be the turret falling. That's all Ackerman really needed to do there, was get that turret down. And there's no chase available here for Leviathan. They have the Glacial, they don't even have Glacial Prism right now. They're trying to try and catch out Zothev, but it's not even going to work out. They're just going to have to step back. The seismic shove into the Unraveled Earth is a big threat. They're just going to try and get this tier 1 in mid lane. Try and get any gold, as we are nearing 10k. We've already surpassed 9k, and we're nearing 10,000 gold difference in this game right now. If Leviathan can get this Drake, it would be something, at least, as they have 2 really good auto-attacking carries, and they have been spotted on this dragon. And Jose Diodo's coming, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get over this wall and smite it. He will not. It will be an objective bounty. And now Jose Diodo going in. He's going to jump all the way in the back, but he's going to fall. But Zothev, how much damage does he have? He's going to find Virus. The Divide will stop Ackerman from going further, but Jowney will be traded in response, as it is a killing spree for Zothev. And Johnny's gonna pick up that Frozen Heart. Virus picks up the Rage Blade, but it is a 2-for-1 in exchange for Soul Point. And Estral continued to win 4,000 almost 4,000 damage there from Cody. Absolutely huge on this Talia, and it's going to be a fourth game where we've seen Talia be a massive part of a team winning a game, it seems, as there's not much Leviathan can do. Is that's just going to be ganks jumped on, and he doesn't have enough tankiness to survive. He actually does, but that's going to be the tier 3, the inhibitor turret down. We'll be able to cover the inhibitor for the time being, but it is a almost 3 item Talia against a 1.5 item Azir. It's not really a competition of any, like, there's no competition there. 2 item Callista loses to 3 item Varus every day, any day of the week. Actually, it is a 2.5 item Azir now. You can see the total damage is a battle between the triple AP carries in the game at the moment, and Virus least damage in the game. That is not what you want from your hyper carry Callista. Is Jose Dioda going to jump onto ganks? And Ackerman's actually here. Gonna keep keep this fight going, and now Kotopaco getting jumped on. Here comes the teleport. The divide will get everyone off of him, but there's the cease and desist through the wall. Zhao just shows up, and it's too little, too late. It's 2 kills already found. Ackerman picks up his second of the game, and Zhao's running. The reinforcements have finally shown up, but it's a double kill for Snaker. The wall is here. Virus going to be able to dodge away from the seismic shove, but it is a 4v2. And Leviathan are on the ropes, and Estral are going to be able to knock them out here in just a few seconds, in a few moments. This game is this will be all she wrote for game 1. 26 minutes, the Fate's Call comes through. And Igna gonna go in, catch 2 with the Magnet Storm. A good stun, but Zotham is here as Jose Dioda drops Igna Bilu, and it's a 5v3 now. Gank's gonna try and find any angle. That's a good equalizer, and Ganks is tanking all of it. And there's the flash forward as Snaker is dominating now. Jose Dioda gonna continue to go forwards, and that will be in 27 minutes. It wasn't fast, but it was perfect as Cody actually picks up one final kill there, and Estral put the nail in the coffin on a great game 1 against Leviathan. And there seemed to be some fight from Leviathan, but Estral know how to deal with some teams who have some fight. They've been doing it all split already. Why would this be any different for them? And it is, oh my goodness, I'm like moving the mic. I'm sorry, I'm like wiggling it so much. They make it look easy. There was not really much of a question of whether Leviathan were going to even have a chance to win that game. I mean, they just continue to do what they do best, and that is control the game. They can control the situation, every single facet of a game so well. It's really impressive how well put together and coordinated this team is, because we're gonna have to see it in the playoffs. I mean, they're fun to watch. They are really playing well. I'm not a believer yet. It's really hard to buy into Estral because they've done this before. We've done this song and dance before, and it hasn't worked out in the playoffs. And the LLA only has 1 playoff spot, so I'm gonna need to see a little bit more come playoff time, because only one of these last 4 games should really even be competitive. And with the way Isurus has been playing, I don't see it being very competitive. Or with the way Isurus has played against them in Rainbow 7, I don't see an angle for them to even have a chance in this game. And Leviathan, what is there to say? It is really hard to think of a way to... I mean, it's just really difficult here, because there was a little bit, but it just mostly felt like they were on the back heel the entire game. Like they were just having to find answers to what Estelle could already do. I mean, this was them literally picking up a response kill. And I guess they really should have used the flash abused that flash diff way more often. They were not confident to make plays when they should have. They definitely were overconfident making plays they didn't need to make, and they didn't really respect the potential of any Estelle engage, like, ever. Like, this was, you guys need to either cower under the turret or dip. There's no middle ground choice. This is, again, Zhao, this is him being a little overconfident, getting out of position, thinking he can walk around in a very Estelle-controlled jungle. They did get a great response kill. This was great cross-mapping, and this was maybe a chance for Kodapaka would then pick up both turrets here. This is a good proactive play, but they did not have any information. They pulled the trigger like 20 seconds too late. They should have went when they had Jose Diodo way closer to the river entrance instead of all the way in a choke point. And then this is just Ganks not even checking where any of Estelle were and getting absolutely punished for it. And this is a very expensive 1 for nothing. Very expensive 1 for 0. They get the Drake here, and they don't really have a fight. It looks like they have a fight. They think they have Jose Diodo. And then last game. Cody just has the ulti. Zothev has his ulti. Good block there on Ackerman, but it's a 2-for-1 in a dragon, and it's just too late for them to do anything. And you can see 5,000 damage for the Kalista. Barely more than the Alistar. Not even, barely more than the Udyr, and less than the Sejuani. It was just Azir versus the world in this game, and Kodo can only do so much. And I guess Leviathan do have a similar issue to Infinity, where their mid laner can do so much and only so much. Like, that's just how it is every time, though. We've seen this with every single team. Any team ever only can have so much. Like, one person can only do as much as they are allowed to by the team and the circumstance. And Kodo did a lot of damage, but he was never really allowed to go off in any team fights. Like, it's weird that they didn't really play around him as much as they should be. Just doesn't really make sense to me. Like, Kodo, besides Zhao, Kodo has been the consistent bright spot on this team. Igna's had some good games too. Don't get me wrong. Igna and Virus have had some really good games. Ganks has had some good games, but if Zhao's not the carry, it has consistently been on the back of Kodapaka. This Leviathan roster has been getting things done, and it just doesn't feel like they've been playing through him as often as they should be, especially when you drafted Azir. And the Kalista, they didn't even try to get Kalista ahead. I don't think Ganks went bot lane. I don't think Ganks went bot lane a single time this game. Like, they really did not. For the vote of confidence that putting your AD carry on Kalista is, you didn't do anything with it. You just let them get consistently 4-man with no punishment. What is the point of drafting Kalista at that point? Like, I don't know. It's such a weird angle. They didn't play around Kodo. Kodo had to get himself fed for most of the game, except for that one cross-map angle. And then Virus didn't even see ganks all game until he was a core, until it was too late to do anything. Zhao saw ganks more often. Like, what? They didn't try. Like, you have a Kalista and you never put resources into the Kalista. So what is the point of drafting Kalista when you could draft something like a Senna? Like, you could have drafted, well, you banned Senna, but like, at that point, draft a Senna, draft, I don't know, an Ezreal if you want someone to never put resources into. Because while I hate Ezreal, he is a laner you never need to put resource into. He will just sit in a lane and farm it. That is all he needs to do. Kalista can farm the whole game, but that's not all she does. She's a very aggressive ADC, and we never saw Leviathan really try to do that with her. Like, Ganks comes bot lane. They really could have tried to get aggressive with this Kalista. With the Sejuani, Sejuani Azir would be perfect to set up and engage for Igna and then going into a follow-up. And it's going to be Ackerman picking up MVP here. That is his 5th of the year after Snaker took the sole lead yesterday. This is the chocolate milk one. Ackerman will tie Snaker at the top of the leaderboards. 5 MVPs on the year, which is quite a lot. Because, again, Estral have 17 players of the game awards now. So they have quite a bit of trophies to hand out. I still believe Zotha doesn't have his. And that is Ackerman. Then this flash positioning, actually. I think he either missed the wall flash. I think he did crush him, though. Like, he did shorten that distance, I think. And that is your two-time player of the week, picking up the 5th MVP, because of course it is Ackerman. He had a good game on the Alistar, making the cow look even better than he usually does. And so, Estadal completely and utterly, it's a pun, I promise, completely and utterly outplay Leviathan in game 1, and will we see them do the same in game 2 to secure their 9th straight series victory? I'll see you after the break. I need to offset my delay a little bit less. But hello and welcome back to the Kimchi Cast. We are here for possibly the final game of the week and would put us to only 12 games to go. 6 days to go. Estral lead 1-0 after pretty much just turbo stomping. Absolutely up and down the rift, turbo stomping Leviathan. In game 1, it was, I mean, I would say it was sad because it kind of was, but it's only sad for me because I like the team. Otherwise, Estral looked to be once again on, oops, that's the wrong one. Looked to be once again on their way to another win, which feels like such a common sentence. And we can see the Vi banned away, actually. They don't think they're going to get it. They don't want to hand it over. Vi's still very good independently. Or even in other junglers' hands, obviously. Is this going to be Snaker back onto the Varus, it seems? I don't see an angle where it's not. Pretty much the only different band here is Callista and the Vi. That is it. There are two, those bands are the new ones. One of them because they don't want Snaker to get it, and the other one because they don't want Ganks to get it because they want a prio bot lane. Because getting Snaker a really strong ADC is super important in these games because, yeah, it's Snaker. He's one of the best in the region. Of course you want to get him a very strong pick, and it's going to be the Lucian Milio. Lucian Milio, baby. It's every single, it's like the #1 duo. I'm pretty sure it's the most common pairing we've seen this season. I'm not even going to look into it because that's so much extra work. But Lucian Milio, pretty common. Love Jose Dioto hovering his favorite champ. I don't even think that's his favorite champion. I'm pretty sure his favorite champ's like Lee Sin or something. Really random. As I expect this to be another Rumble for Zothif after having a really good game on it, and it will be. And what is the answer here? We have not seen the Nico yet. Interestingly, have not seen the Nico this week. But it will be the Nautilus taken for Ackerman instead. And it will be Udyr, the final pick here for Zhaoni. After it didn't really work out last game, it hasn't really been working. Like, it hasn't really worked this game. I'm intrigued. I'm not a huge fan of this Udyr. I haven't been the Udyr since he started being picked because, one, it's boring. Two, it doesn't work. Is this going to be the Azir taken away from Cody, actually? They think... Okay, taken away from Ganks. I was going to say, is Kodo not going to play it? What are they thinking of for mid, then? Like, they're not thinking of putting Kodo on it and they want to ban it. Are they thinking of the Nico here? Possibly? I think they are. And this Nico's actually disabled. It doesn't say Nico's disabled here, and I can't find anywhere else why Nico was disabled for the LCS. I can't find it. Poppy taken away because Lucian. And now Jarvan banned away from Ganks here. So what is going to be the counter? They have the counter for jungle, or they could get the counter for mid. It's really up to what they prefer. Ow. And if they do go with the Talia, that would be a very big... They're giving the counter to jungle here angle. Unless they want jungle Talia, which is very particular. But assuming this is Kodapako on this Talia is probably very valid. And so what is going to be the blind jungle pick here for Estel? Estel, yes. Remove the R. Estel. There we go. All these Shadow Isles junglers. And it is going to be the... Ooh, okay. It is going to end up being the Sejuani. Again, not the best, but still fast clear can work kind of thing. And the mid counter pick. It's gonna be Bard. It's gonna be Pike. That would be a great pick, Ackerman. No, it's just gonna be the Twisted Fate. Not bad, very strong at the moment, of course. 1-0 in the LLA. Shockingly, just got his first game in, despite basically being the new LeBlanc. Slightly less numbers. Twisted Fate, 8-6 right now, all over. Oh, goodness. And the final pick, Rel Jungle here for ganks. So we're going to switch over the Rel player once again. I feel like they could just lock that in earlier, but it is Lucian, so it's pretty telegraphed what you're going to play with Lucian. You have Nami. Nami, you got Milio, you have Lulu. Can't really see much else in there. But I do like this Leviathan a little bit more. I think it does enable the ADC a lot more. Rel, Callista, very good pairing, of course. They didn't grab the Renata, which I think might have been a little bit better, but they couldn't grab the Renata. It was banned away. The heck? Oh, hi. But I think the issue is still the Udyr. Just go Cassante. I mean, I think Cassante is just the better pick here, especially because we didn't really see Xiaoni do anything special with the Udyr. He didn't split push all game. He didn't become an issue later on for them to kill because he was so tanky. It's just he played Udyr, and I can't think of anything else that happened in that game that wasn't Kodapako absolutely trying to carry his ass off. Like, really, it's difficult to really see why they want to go back to this Udyr. It's difficult for me to see why 90% of teams keep wanting to go back to the Udyr, but here we are in today. Last day of the match week, last game possibly of this match week. As Estadal 1-0 lead over Leviathan here, and they are looking to close it out and go 9-0 on the year. Pick up their 9th straight win, of course, as they are 9-0, as that would be how 9-0 works. Continue the march to be the first perfect team in the league's history. It's still too early to say. There's always the opportunity for the upset. Gotta still close out Leviathan here. Still need to close out 3 more matches afterwards. And Leviathan going to go for an aggressive invade, or not a hyper-aggressive invade, but they're going to be spotted out trying to go for an invade, and they know there's vision there. Is Cody going to go for a wild card or a pickle card? Doesn't seem to be the case. This is the AD Twisted Fate as well, or the critical hit Twisted Fate. Again, the change that went through every critical hit. Ooh, nice little Electro Harpoon. Every critical hit rolls a die 1 to 6, with it being weighted towards the 1 rather than the 6, of course. Oh, thoroughly increasing the viability of that Twisted Fate build. Is the hook landing already onto Virus from Ackerman, but they're going to be able to trade back quite a bit of damage. But most importantly, missing some CS. Even though it's only 1 minion, missing CS is missing CS, and they're going to delay the ability to do anything as Cody hits level 2 before Kodapako, and he's just going to use this to get the stacked, or to pick a card, get aggressive. Started with the stacked deck, but now pick a card available. Also new to Twisted Fate's build, though, on this 80 Twisted Fate. Critical effects on the spells, on the pick a card, which I actually have to look up because I don't know all of them. I actually... The new critical effects. So you can see Xiaoni going to get push like he was supposed to last game. Meanwhile, Estadal going to use the Varus or the Nautilus pressure to get a very large amount of push. Does it just increase the damage? Yes, it is. It just increases the damage dealt, right? Yeah. Okay. And now Resets the basic attack timer. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I'm an idiot. But it's going to be Virus pick up first blood, and I'm not doing my job. Ackerman just off in no man's land. And that hook is going to land, and Leviathan now in control of the game. They gave over first blood and gave it on to a carry while they did not a lot with it. Now Gank's in a bit of a pickle here as he's going to get frozen up. Kodapako going to throw Cody with the seismic shove here, and Gank's juking out Ackerman. If we get a replay, I can actually see what happened instead of being an idiot. And now it is an invade coming through. The hook going to land onto the blue buff, and Ganks plays that picture perfect, still getting the smite onto it and picking it up for himself. Very well played there by the jungle of Leviathan. All right. So where is Ganks in all this? Ganks is behind. The hook lands onto Ackerman, and it is just jumping onto Snaker with as much damage as humanly possible. And Ackerman, there's no chance he hangs around for much longer, it seems. Just dips out and calls it a day. Oh, there we go. Now it is very nice position to be in as the Lucian right now. As Jose Dioto outganked. Getting out jungled early. Doesn't really mean anything. It's a level 1 game. It is nice, yes. Of course, getting money onto your Lucian, always good. Kodapako has the wall available. His Ganks is also going for these Void Grubs, so Rel very, very good at it. I mean, has the Shattering Strike, removes the shields, has a really good AoE damage as well with the full tilt. You very tanky. It's waiting to just smite it because it's going to be a disengage here actually from Ganks, only grabbing 2 of the grubs for disengaging over the wall. Johnny getting pushed in and slight DS. Let's see, DS diff. Yeah, there we go. That's good. A CS diff building up in this top lane right now. Kodapako actually not going to land the seismic shove. Brutal. Actually, was a very well played combo too. This Jose Dioto is going to show up, take this last Void Grub, and split it 2-1 for now. We'll see how they do with the second set, because that's really where it's all going to matter. If Leviathan pick up the full 3 in the next set, it is... Oof. It will be the Void Might spawning as we see Virus with a very narrow dodge playing on the razor's edge. There. The edge of the hook range of Ackerman knows his ranges very well. Gank's going to use this time to use the Skryler's Bloom. Skryler's? One of the two. As Xiaoni and Zoth have continued to just kind of exist. Not really Zoth's fault, but as Gank's coming in, that's a lot of damage onto Snaker. The flash away doesn't matter. It is not enough. Scryers. No, I'm just dumb. 2 kills now for Virus as Cody and Kodapako fighting out in the mid lane. Oh, baby. Let's go. And this is a Leviathan team that wants to put the hurt on some. But we've seen them in this position before. We've seen them in these spots before, as Ganks will disengage from the dragon, seeing Jose Dioto in the mid lane. We've seen Leviathan do this before, so it is a good start, but I need to see them do something on this. Jose going to jump, but he's actually going to get thrown into the turret, so he's going to take a good amount of damage there. Will hit Sig, so the Glacial Prison available to trap any single person he really dislikes. This is just... Virus gets aggressive here. Great flash there by Ganks. Oh my goodness. What a flash there. Landing that last bit of CC needed and getting Snaker to flash heal away. And it still is not enough culling available for Virus now. Is Xiaoni going to be able to clear up this entire wave in the top lane? But nothing really interesting. It is a Birdman, Bird, Lion, or is it Bird, Bear, Turtle? Bird, Bear, Turtle, Phoenix Man? Or Bird, Bear, Turtle, Lion Man? Tiger. It's Tiger Man. That's the last one. As another fight breaking out in this bot lane, and Ackerman going to get a lot of damage down. They're taking a lot of damage from this Cole. My culling, my god, that was just the worst. That was terrible. Kotapago just gonna use all these worked ground Qs to get free 1 mana. Big Rock's out. Gonna get another Big Rock here, right? Trying to throw it at Cody, actually not going to happen. And Ganks is here to make something happen, but Jose Dioto is well aware of a play possibly happening, and Ganks is going to have to get the heck out. It's going to hit up Jose Dioto here. And now the hook coming through onto Ganks, the depth charge onto Virus, but he's going to be able to cleanse away. Cody's here, though. And now here comes Kotapago. The fight's still breaking down. Ganks will fall to Jose Dioto, but Kotapago's going to be able to pick up the kill onto Snaker. And now Leviathan full control of this bot lane. They take 3 ulti, all 4 ultis actually. I think that was the flail onto Virus there. Was the chains? It might have been the chains. I think it was flail. But this will be a lot of push here for Leviathan. The only thing that hasn't happened is anything in top lane. It's top lane. It's an Udyr lane. They will. I don't think they picked up a play. Have to just disengage, reset, but that's a lot of money. Okay. So I know how this breaks down. This starts with Ganks, Jose Dioto staring at each other. Ackerman levels up to 6 and gets a good depth charge onto Virus. Frozen Flail, instant cleanse. Also takes the red card, I believe, actually. And then the wall coming down, allowing Kotapago to rotate to this play and forcing the flash out of Jose Dioto there. It is perfect on the side of Leviathan there. But now, Ganks trying to get this dragon. We're still on first Drake, 10 minutes into the game. Jose Dioto's here. Ackerman and Snake are also here. But most importantly, Kotapago's here to play. It's going to come down to a smite fight, except for the fact that Virus is putting the hurt on Ackerman right now, flashing forwards. Does he have the damage? He needs one more auto. He will get it, and it's a killing spree for Virus as the red dragons. No, just bail. Bail. Infernal Drake for Leviathan, and they are playing around their ADC, and this is what we wanted. This is what I needed to see coming through here. Because otherwise, this would have just been another game where they draft a hyper carry to play around with a really nice support pairing and do nothing with it. But Leviathan making sure not to make that mistake a second time, playing so well around Virus's Lucian. Very good at the thing, as this will be the Void Grubs taken by Jose Dioto, so no Void Mites this game. A 4-2 split in favor of Estradal. It's the ward coming over the wall to confirm or deny what we were seeing already. As Johnny will just put the ward down in time to see the Void Grubs disappear like a magic trick once did. Kotapago has a kill now. Oh my god, look at all the Merc treads on this team. As they're trying to catch out Ackerman, but Gank's gonna not be able to get all of it. The hook buffered really well. Zothev gonna just run forwards here at Johnny, but Johnny is able to shield all of it up. And zooming out like something's gonna happen. But nothing at all happening there. And it's just going to keep being the same scenario. Zothev pushes in Zhao. Zhao has to answer the wave. Zothev gets a little bit of poke. And Igna going to take away half of this plating here from Virus, but they're just going to keep trying to shred down this turret. The Storm Razor finished here for the ADC of Leviathan. The Yomu's finished now or the Yomu's finished for Snaker. I say now as if it was just finished. It's been done. But 0-3 on Lavaris this time. They're actually punishing him on it, most importantly. And now they're going to try and go in. Here comes the ulti, but there's the death charge going onto him. He's going to be able to cleanse away from the chain of corruption, but he's taking a lot of damage. There's the frozen flail coming through, and a shutdown for Jose Dioto, and Ganks is in way too deep. Cody with a great ulti. Snaker going to chase over the wall. A nice kick, and the dodge is coming through, but you can't dodge the dark hit arrow of Snaker, and now Cody is pushing forwards. It's going to be a kill for him on the Ignabilu, and Estral Esports have found the angle. The Darken Archer finds another kill, and that is how Estral pull this back in their favor. 3,000 damage from Cody there. The AD Twisted Fate is a menace. Look at all that gold coming through from crits. Oh my god, it is way too valuable. It is so freaking valuable. Like it is insane. They got so much here, and Virus dodges everything, but Kotapanko can't afford to tank this glacial prison, and can't really do much else about it. That dodge there was so good, but Ganks doesn't have the move speed to get away from that one. And then Igna's dead, and it is just chase down. As you can see, the blue, that bottom tier 1 actually falling during all of this. So, first turret to, who was that? I don't even know who that was to. Actually, I wasn't looking. But it will be first turret to Leviathan here. So, good for them. I don't know if it was Xiao. I think it was Xiaoni down there. As this is going to be the Rift Herald started by Estral. And they just pushed Leviathan off of this objective. So I don't see an angle where they're going to get it. Oh. And that's a dive under the turret. The glacial prison lands. That's a huge Seraph shield coming through, but Jose Dioto's a bit too tanky for you to shred through. Kotapanko, and Cody picks up his second kill here. 2-0-2 on this Twisted Fate. And it's going to be a Ow, that hurt. That freaking hurt. You know that hurt. Ow. As we can see, the Drake as we can see, shut your face, you. As the Drake is started by Leviathan, so they're going to get their second dragon. Good flash by Cody there, too. And then Jose Dioto's tank, and he's a bit too big to tear through there. So it will be 2 Drakes to nothing in favor of Leviathan, but we saw those stacked Drakes already, and it didn't really get them anywhere in the end. It was just not enough. Just not enough for them to get the 4th Drake. Estral did grab one of them, so it's just not quite enough. And now into the enemy jungle, Jose Dioto is going to try and steal away. He doesn't have Smite available, but he has empowered Smite. Ganks does not. Ganks actually needs this camp. He's going to Hex Flash over the wall, and Hex Flash out. The hook will land. He's going to get pulled back over the wall here. And here comes Cody. The wall coming through from Kotapanko, and it's actually going to get everybody to disengage. Teleport now in from Xiaoni, and maybe Leviathan have found an angle to fight here. They're going to keep the chase going, but no. Xiaoni once again teleports for actual nothing. Oh, and it's not every crit. He gets an additional gold per kill based on his crit chance with a dice rated. Yes, there you go. Equal to his crit strike chance. Yes. You guys can't hear it, but there's a car alarm going off. Someone's really not wanting to turn it off as the Herald's going to crash, and it's just not going to take this turret to half health. Just barely take this turret below half health. Sorry, I'm really dry. As Gank's going to land the stun onto Jose Dioto, it's not really going to matter. Hex flashing to the side, not going forwards. Thank you. Oh my god. The CC chain landing on the Jose Dioto, but it's not really going to do much in the end. Virus, most damage in the game. He's doing a lot, but they got to keep pushing him forward. He's 2 items already, but so is this Twisted Fate. So there's the ulti onto Virus with the cleanse and the Breath of Life out. So that's a bit of a burned it's a bit of a burned cooldown there, but there is the Chains of Corruption out. A nice dodge on the hook, but Ackerman's tanking way too much. Virus is going to get burned down by Zothev's ultimate, but the Equalizer not going to finish the job here, and it is a fight that could have went either way there. Zhao going to dodge away. What the heck is... Sure. But now Gank's flanking from behind, but this turret has a lot of health still up, and it's Jose Dioto separated from his team, and Johnny's going to continue to push forward as this turret is getting low, and turret down in mid lane, and this is Estral trying to this is Leviathan salvaging the situation. They're on wards. They need to be very careful here, actually, as there's the ulti coming through from Cody. Hook not going to land, but a flash from Ignabilu nonetheless, and going over the wall, Jose Dioto has found a chance to fight Ganks. Not going to come through. Cody also staying in this bot lane, actually, during all of this. Ackerman Hex flashes the wall. And this will be Estral gaining control of Leviathan's red side. They are just going to be able to take away all of the camps here, except for... Actually, I don't know if they're going to get the Krugs. They're going to be able to smite away this red buff and resend. So the Krug's still available, but... that's not really a consolation prize as much as you think it is. It is just going to be Virus farming up. They need to keep this Lucian ahead. He's doing good damage. They just need to convert that to some kills. Cody going to pick up the extra gold there. Well, it's through 1 to 6 and 3. And Igna getting stunned up and taking a lot of damage, forced to heal there. Another teleport coming in from Kodapako. As what are they going to do here? The Drake is up in 23 seconds. And they're not going prepared. They're not. I'll give you a hint, they won't. There's no chance. X flash. Forwards. And now it's going to land onto Johnny. Kodapako flashed away just in case of emergency. Virus's ulti is doing some decent damage, but it's not really going to hit onto anything. The Chain of Corruption not going to connect as well. But it is Estral getting control. Oh my god, I have hiccups, and it's the worst. Getting control there of the mid lane. And they're the first into the river. They will take the 3rd dragon. It's just going to be trying to push out and get some cross-mapping done for Leviathan. And by Leviathan, I mean Kodapako. Going up to this top lane, trying to push out this turret, as it is Jouni and Igna, and it is a dangerous, dangerous game. They are playing Jose Dioto on Vision, of course, and that is Virus landing some good damage, and Azothev is stunned up, but it's going to not lead to anything. God, I hate this cable. Jose Dioto still is there, as Cody is pushing in this bot lane as well. But it is going to be Kodapako finishing off this top tier 1, Cody finishing off this bot in tier 2, and it's going to drag Jouni's attention back to the mid lane, as Ganks' flash is going to only get Snaker's flash, and now Kodapako is going in with the wall. There's Zothev throwing in his ulti. Ganks is going to get locked down as Snaker goes on a killing spree and finishes the job, and now Jouni hooked up, but Ackerman low. The kick going to land, and that's going to be a double kill now for Snaker, and Leviathan are in a dangerous spot as Cody's ulti comes in. Kodapako is going to get stunned up. There goes the kill. It's a triple now. It's 1 more for Cody. Flash auto double kill for Cody. The ace for Estral. And they are going to the Baron. Double ADCs going absolutely off here for Estral Esports. And it is paying big time. 405 on this Twisted Fate. The first ADC Twisted Fate in the LLA. We actually saw AP Twisted Fate when it was picked. I believe it was yesterday. We saw an AP Twisted Fate, but that is the Bear, and that is 5 men wearing purple. It was. Kaze picked it. In Isser's is 2-0 over Leviathan. And Kotobanko comes in, but it is just not working out. And then the hook lands. It's just all the CC landing for Estral. Like, it's perfect for them. They are landing everything they want. And then Cody's here. He has all the CC he needs, all the damage he needs. He's got the flash. He's the man right now. Trying to make sure my throat isn't bleeding. But you can see the damage double ADCs and Zothif putting in some work. He's no slacker. 4,000 from Snaker, 3,000 from Cody, and 2,700 from Zothif is a good amount. Stun going to go on to Jose Dioto, a nice seismic shove combo, but not that much. Is Frost Armor just... I should probably check. And now pushing forwards is... They are going to be able to get Leviathan some push, but that is a tier 2 down in top lane. And now that is a nice Glacial Prison onto Kotobanko, but the hook actually not going to connect. And Ackerman going to take some damage from the seismic shove, but Gank's already nearing half health. He's getting chased down by Zothif here. It's not quite enough. But it's going to be an inhib turret for Cody here as the chase continues for Estral. Koto's just a little too late here. Virus going to try and land some damage, but he's already half health. There's Johnny getting hooked, but Ackerman going to be able to disengage the stun coming in from the wild, or not the wild, yeah, the pick a card. And that is Estral continuing to control this game. Well, getting back into control after an early... Oh, that's gross. I'm sorry. X-Flash over the wall, not going to find the hook, but it will be the turret falling in mid lane, and that is all tier 2s down. You look at that total damage, it is Snaker, Zothif doing so much. Virus and Cody, no slackers. Again, I say that a lot when it comes to damage because it's true. No slackers in damage, but they are putting in the work right now. Now 3 items on this Varus. The Lucian has fallen back behind just a little bit. Actually, a lot, almost a whole item behind now. Half item behind. Lied. And this Udyr again just not providing as much value. And now they've actually corralled them into the mid lane. Ganks is locked down. There's the ulti, the equalizer, so much damage. Virus is low. Cody is unstoppable, has the gate, I believe. No, he does not. He already used it. Jowney is locked, though. The wall coming in from Kotobanko to try and block off some of Estral. And Virus going forwards. He's going to pick up the kill onto Zothif, but it's going to be a trade. And it's a 4v2, sorry, a 4v2 here as Cody and Snaker are shredding this base to bits. They have really, it's 2 inhibs down already, and Ackerman's not making this easier to engage the hook, going to land on the Kotobanko, and he's forced to flash away. Ignabilu, a nice seismic shove from Kotobanko, but is it going to be nearly enough? So much damage, but is it anything going to matter in the end? No, as Estral are going to be able to just walk away. It's all 3 for 1 and 2 inhibitors. Big in favor of Bird Squad here. The Infinity Edge finish. This is a 4 item AD Twisted Fate that is just not really stoppable. And Gank's actually going to be able to smite this red buff away. Very good for him and his team. 4 item Varus as well. Oh boy. 4 item lethality Varus. Scary. And they've gotten corralled. They're actually cut off on all angles. And so this makes it really easy for Zothif to throw down the equalizer and do so much damage. And it's already not looking good for them. This is a good wall, actually, from Kotobanko. But then Virus thinks he has enough damage, but there's the flame. Where's the harpoon? Just enough on that harpoon. The flash, useless, but the electro harpoon, perfect. And now 8... Not even 8, that's 12,000 gold ahead, my goodness, but look at the damage numbers. Now it's Zothif's turn to look unstoppable. It is... 1,000 damage from Sejuani is not And that's a nice 4-man stun. And there's a seismic shove. Ackerman low, but Cody is moving into the mid. I guess mid lane. That's technically mid lane. And look at all that damage. Oh my goodness. He's killing like every single unit in one hit. And now pushed into their base again. Baron 30 seconds away. And talking about how Virus died in that fight. Snaker just one rotations him, instantly despawning the Lucian from the map. And that is 4 items on the Varus. That's how strong 4-item Varus is. That's 4 items on both 80 carries and almost 3. That's a death cap coming up, by the way, for Zothev here. And the Lucian's trying, but it's not enough. And Kodapako is trying, but it's not enough. Zhao just doesn't do any damage. Like, Zhao is just not a damage source this game. He can't do anything. He's playing Udyr. He is full tank. He is not a solo queue Udyr. And now going in, they're going to wall off 4, but are they going to be able to catch anybody? That's actually going to be huge. Ignabilu landed on the Glacial Prison, and Snaker goes legendary. And now it's a double kill for Snaker. It's going to be 2 more victims, and that is it. Jose Dioto on the killing spree. A triple kill for Snaker in the end. It is the ace for Estadal Esports, and they will clean this one up. A clean 2-0, 9-0 as they look to keep the march to perfection going. As they 2-0 Leviathan in convincing fashion in back-to-back games to end week 5 undefeated. And it's a very dominant week for Estadal Esports indeed. 2-0 against Infinity. It didn't even look like a challenge. The only thing that made that win a little bit more sour when you get the 2-0, it's hard to make it a little sour, but the only thing that makes it a little sour is Rainbow 7 pick up the fastest win of the split against that same team the next day. But 4-0 on the week, as perfect a week as you could get. Pretty much. I mean, they're never going to book you in 3 straight games on 3 straight days, as there is the bow from the Astra lineup. Clean 2-0. Leviathan showed some fight, but Estadal showed a hell of a lot more fight as they continue the hunt for perfection and are 1 win away from locking in the number 1 seed for the LLA Spring Split playoff. For the spring playoffs, I mean, they are just around the corner, 2 weeks away, I believe. I don't know what the starting date is exactly. Starting date seems to be March. Okay, so we will be here in Marzo. But about 3 weeks, we'll see this team enter the playoffs. Oh my goodness. I don't think that's the best stretch any team has had. I don't believe it is. Let me check really quickly. I do believe the best streak we've seen is 12. 12 in a row? That's to close the season, though, I think. Right? Yeah. So it's 11, really. Is that the best start to a season we've ever had? I think so. 11-0. Not a bad start to the season. I was Isser's way back in 2019. Who did that, by the way? An 11-0 start. But gonna have to see if maybe Bird Squad have a little bit a thing to say about their shark-based rivals as they are looking to shatter the streak. So, I mean, technically they did shatter that streak. They went 15 straight games without losing. So, you can argue as you choose about that. Or not. They went 13 straight without losing, sorry. But 9-0 longest match win streak by far yet. As Leviathan fall into 3-6 and have made their chances of making the the upper bracket just a little bit harder. And Estrel have definitely made their road to the finals a bit easier by almost getting guaranteed side selection throughout the rest of the playoffs. And Rainbow Seven also claiming second place for themselves. And Six Karma falling, and it's now in a dangerous spot for them. Oh boy. Today had some big implications on the playoff picture. And there's only 6 more game days to go, 12 more matches. So each team besides Six Karma, 3 and All Knights, 3 games. Half of the teams 3 games to go. The other half 4 games to go, and they are all it's all to play for still. Basically, besides first, everything is to play for. Any of these teams can end up in the top 4. Any of these teams can end up in the playoff picture. So, week 5 in the books. I will see you Tuesday, Wednesday next week. I will not be here Thursday. I have another gig, so Thursday will be a no stream day, sadly, but continue to watch the LLA. Of course, on Thursday, it is a very fun league to watch. I've been having a blast going through all of this and commentating it with whoever in their right mind is watching this. I don't know why, but it's been fun. And Tuesday, we return, I believe it is Rainbow Seven, Isurus in the battle for second place. The winner probably will finish the whole season in second and face the team that Astral does not choose to face. And Leviathan and Six Karma in a battle for 5th place, for side selection in the lower bracket first round as of right now. So that is it for the Kimchi cast today. I have been your host, Box Kimchi. This is Leo, who's been sitting up here very politely the entire stream. And as always, have a good night.